Welcome back, everyone, to tonight's game of Gameplays D&D Night 31.
We
Is
really got to
that
come up with a
right?
name for this campaign.
That's
I think
very
it's
true.
Nailed!
wrong.
We do.
Didn't
Yes,
we
yes,
come up
yes,
with
we
one?
do.
We did. It's the Red Moon campaign.
So, the
I mean,
last time that we saw our heroes, they had figured out a lot of interesting uh, tidbits of information from Mama Yaga herself, gaining information on the Hourglass Coven and finding out that the Hourglass Coven is actually related to Tralia. We found out that those are her very much older sisters, and that Coriamber and Mama Yaga used to be a thing. They used to actually be a couple. Um, she also revealed information about the green ooze that is supposedly going throughout the land that is affecting the wildlife and the trees, and the one who walks amongst the earth trying to find out exactly what it is that he is after. We found the name of him to be the Tree Raiser. Who he is, necessarily what he wants. They found out that he's some kind of demon lord that once was going to have the title of Demon Lord, but no longer really kept hold of it. Necessarily a very powerful being who is instigating all of these things to transgress. We then found our heroes going out of Baba Yaga's house and almost coming face to face again with the Yellow Watcher as he was outside of her home looking at our heroes, trying to maybe find them or something around them. As they left, they got a little bit sidetracked because of a cave that Leon saw, and in doing so, after Morgal had the great idea to check and see if any kind of creature tracks were around or anything, trying to warn, Leon turned around and he rolled pretty poorly as he stepped on a branch and made himself very aware to the creature that was lurking inside. As it grabbed a hold of him and brought him into the cavern, our heroes went inside trying to find their friend, hearing his screams of agony as they started going through these maze of corridors, slightly opening doors with ever so subtle lock-picking skills, taking a look as to what was inside of them, using their stealthiness as was it Morgal? Did you cast that spell?
Pass without trace. Yeah.
Yes. As Morgal cast a spell to shroud them in shadow so that they were not as detectable, they found that this place was littered with trolls and bugbears and things
Like he's
of
just
that
like,
ilk.
yeah, that was me.
And
Yeah, that was fair.
our heroes then came across some magical items that they were able to nab up for themselves, and in doing so awoke some of the sentries that were taking watch over this dungeon. They came across the individual that calls this place home and has all of these servants to himself, a beholder. Does anybody remember the name of the beholder?
Start with an F.
I wasn't there.
Little
It
bit
wasn't
of
Felgalos.
Actually,
what I
totally
have.
forgot to write that down. I got everything else, all the details on the items, and forgot to write the name.
knowledge check. My brain
Right.
was addled. I didn't remember.
The beholder Gargadan
Gargadan.
Let me write that down.
is standing before them with a serpent that is coiled around them.
I remember her name. Her name is Risaz.
And as Resas is lurking above them, they were trying to make, snide comments here and there. It seemed like Leon was going to pull a fast one on the beholder, destroying some of the mirrors that were around so that the beholder could keep an eye, pun intended, out on everything that was happening throughout the room. And as he shattered some of those mirrors, really pissing off the beholder. It petrified our good friend Leon as he now is hanging there with his flesh torn asunder to reveal some of his muscle and sinew as the
His
beholder was
organs.
torturing him, trying to figure out who was taking his magical items. We now stand in front of this beholder, eyes at the ready, glaring at our heroes. What will they do within these moments? And that is where we will begin tonight's adventure. I didn't want to do this, but it seems as if you've left me no choice.
Wait! Forgive my
Alive.
friends. They are not thinking. Nick, especially, was not thinking when he breathed out this cloud.
Forgive me while I take to my munchies.
You
Well,
see
if I
the
could have
large
it, thank you.
eye as it floats over to where Kai is.
heinous
This
smoke.
eye is larger than the size of a basketball as it's sitting there looming over you. Yes.
Hello.
Excuse me.
Nice to meet you. I'm Kai. My friends are in grief over the loss of a comrade and are not thinking clearly. Mick, did you have to blow like a chimney?
If I could have a drink, I would.
You made an offer. You asked for a spell. Our friend you have bound delivered.
What are you proposing?
You offered a show of magic to let us go free. I'm saying the show has been given.
I have a better proposal. I want a show of magic that I've never seen before. And I wish to only just let my eye rest upon it.
Well, perhaps I can grant something. Are you familiar with the monks of Kekimar?
Yeah.
Apparently not. All right. Unless anyone else has any ideas, I need to be free from this stake. Damn it, McNick.
I think the snake has moved.
I need to be released from the snake. Promise that nothing I do will be directed towards anyone, no matter how it looks.
Are you wanting to show me? And let me see it with one of my own eyes?
If you promise that we all may leave here as unharmed as when we entered,
As long as my things are returned? Or do you wish to bargain for them?
well, I, for one, would much rather no one had touched them in the first place. But I recall you saying that some have already bonded, so I'm not sure how we would deal with that.
Simple. I keep them.
I'm afraid I can't allow that. We are needed elsewhere.
Then you will bring me new toys.
I'm not making this decision on my own. Everyone?
I'm speaking to all of you.
Yeah.
That's a
Let me
lovely
get
feather.
this straight. That is a lovely feather. So let me get this straight. Because your magical items, which you've had in your possession, have not bound to you, you are proposing that we find you new magical items that will not bind to us.
I must keep them safe and away from my enemies.
Who are your enemies?
They are all around. You cannot speak of them. When I dream, I see them everywhere.
Do they have names?
I don't know their names. They like me.
Like you.
What do you mean, like you?
We cannot talk more about it.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
I just wish to see these things and have my stuff returned. Or an equivalent.
I may be able to show you a magic you've never seen. But if you will not release my friends, we must go with a different alternative. I can promise you, we have enemies who surely possess great magics. And I can promise you that if we are successful in our plight against them, whatever we can give, we shall give.
You reek of a different place.
We are not of this realm,
No, we're
as
of
I
the
imagine
material
neither
plane.
are you.
I awoke here one day. I don't know how I got here.
The Hourglass Coven has long fingers.
Wouldn't
Most
shock
of us
me.
walked in, but our friend on the table there was not brought here of his own will either.
No, he was abducted.
You hanging in there, Leon?
He is stone.
Right, right.
Rock solid.
Sorry, I'm a little stoned myself at the moment.
I will think about your proposal.
As you see him go up to the top loft.
Whether or not anyone's noticed what Moxie's doing with her absolutely exquisite quill that she's kept from the witch that we all killed.
I'm sorry, I pay no attention to our face cams because
Allow me to
they don't
ask
show
how
me
you're doing
anything.
so when bound by a serpent.
You said the snake moved.
No.
No?
Leon said he thought the snake moved.
You all are still coiled around her.
Oh,
I never said a thing.
her tail. Actually, her tail's quite dexterous.
Try and
So-
get the quill. Because where are you keeping it?
Probably in her pack, which is directly above where her tail sits. Let's see if I manage.
How prehensile is that tail? That's the question.
Quite. Normally. That's a 19 on dice. Plus 6 for dexterity. That's a 25.
Alrighty.
Okay. You get the quill.
All right.
What you gonna
Well-
do with it?
Determination
fine
knows few
question.
bounds.
What?
Hmm?
What'd you say, McNick?
Determination knows few bounds.
Yeah.
Determination knows no bounds.
As evidenced by the last session. That went a little bit weird.
Yeah, just a bit.
She makes a nick with the end of the quill and tries to get the pen down to the apple at her side, which is going to be another one.
Oh,
Please,
the
with the
apples!
Oh, we totally forgot about those.
Yeah, you know, I was actually thinking about that in between sessions, and it just... Whoops.
right.
Whoops.
So that's
The
a
apple
total
might be a
of-
magic he hasn't seen.
That's a total of
Certainly
12,
possible.
I believe.
Actually, if the apples are a magic he hasn't seen, and we can... It is definitely a magic that does not bind. Perhaps we could simply trade.
Could be. And they'll turn into whatever it is he asks for.
Moxie, you're a genius!
So what are you all wanting to do?
Well, we could try the apple
Presumably-
thing.
Offer
that's
an
my-
apple. Offer an apple that becomes whatever he wants it to become.
Yeah, that's a good way to go.
I
Because one of
understand.
those became the scepter. For the
Yeah.
frog
king. It
Yeah.
Okay,
And
okay,
one became
okay.
a meat explosion, but that's neither here nor there.
Yes, but, well, actually, it is. So,
That's quite a
Who-
show of magic.
yes. What was his name? Starts with a G. Gargamel. No. Galaga?
Gargadan.
Gargadan.
Gargadan. Our host, Gargadan. May we
You
have
see-
a word?
Eyes as they peer over the loft's rails.
That's so bizarre.
As it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As you see the rest of the hulking mass start to descend, as you see all of the eyes start peering around, flittering in different directions, as they all peer down on you all.
Yes.
I apologize for interrupting your consideration, but we have remembered something in our possession that might interest you.
I'm all eyes.
Would you like an apple?
How dare you waste my
Magic
time.
apple. An apple forged in the Feywild. A magic I hope you have not encountered.
It takes Moxie a couple of tries, but she eventually wheels her tail around to grab one from Micknick's possession. That's an 18
This
on dice.
This
And I
apple
present it.
can become whatever you desire it to be. I'm sure there are limitations, but
We've yet
You
to
must
find
only
one.
show determination in the process.
It can
I-
become whatever I want it to be.
So long
I
as you
haven't
are
found a limit.
determined.
Yep, as long as you are determined for it to
Uh,
be that thing.
I cannot guarantee that it will be exactly what you desire. I once wished for a mountain of meat to appease some wolves, and it exploded.
Oh, you said meat explosion.
Yes.
I misspoke. A king desired some artifact to help him stay in power.
Are you trying to trick me with fruit?
No.
I mean,
No.
if you want, we could show you.
I
A
volunteer my
demonstration?
life to demonstrate.
Risas.
I don't know if I can
Moxie,
do this
if
over
you
the
would,
table real
grab
quick.
another apple from me.
Let
And
go
hand it over to Kai.
ever so slightly while keeping hold around them.
Over the table real quick. Ask him what he wants it to be transformed into. That way he doesn't just say, okay, I need another apple so I can add that to my collection as well.
Oh, I was already planning on letting another apple be the demonstration.
Don't let him jip us out of our apples.
Hey,
I mean, Moxie's got a
Trying
plan
to be
for the one
resourceful
that's in
here.
her possession anyway, so if he wants a real demonstration of what it can possibly do,
Mm.
she's got some big plans for that thing.
Okay? Well-
Now, tell me,
Alright, who's
I-
gonna do this? Or me?
I'll squeeze out and grab the most obvious apple,
Mm-hmm.
take one step out, hold it up to him, and ask, "What do you wish of it?"
what do you mean?
An item.
Allow me
trinket,
to
something.
demonstrate.
You show me.
I want this apple to be
You know, it would be funny.
a device with all the knowledge of the material plane. Over table, I'm thinking cell phone.
You know, I was gonna be like Stone Morgul, being
Hitchhiker's
like, it'd be
Guide to the
funny
Galaxy, anyone?
to give the
And,
to give the beholder a monocle.
I rolled a 16 for that one.
You want it to become a cell phone?
I want it to become something with access to the knowledge.
Vast amounts of knowledge.
I suppose I would be thinking something that could clearly demonstrate
Knowledge.
its power to this thing in front of me.
Okay.
Oh boy.
You're thinking of like a miniature Cibriex.
Probably.
Kind of.
You see
Not in so many words.
the apple as it starts to transform itself, as the apple core and the rest of the apple divide, and they float in air for a moment, as you see the apple core start to rotate, as the other pieces of it start to come together, almost as if a wax is forming around it. You see that it transforms itself into a beautiful silver tone with jagged edges and a handle, as the crystal starts to protrude from the front of it, and a filigree starts to wrap around the crystal itself, as you see in your all's minds it looks very familiar, as a orange glow from the tip of the crystal begins to emanate, and you hear a very familiar sound. Give me one moment.
I'm just meanwhile thinking, oh no, we tried to give him something with all the knowledge, and it's from an apple. He made the iPad.
I think
Trolia
you
has
might
just
be
been
right.
startled by God. God just walked in and startled the hell out of Trolia. So, well, you know.
As
Oh, Jesus.
this
Oh god. We gave him a sonic screwdriver. Oh shit.
appears in front of the beholder, as it is just rotating there in midair.
Well, fuck.
What is this?
Yours.
It looks like something a friend of mine has that is capable of great magics. There's a button. Press it and will it to tell you about something.
Will it work on wooden doors?
I don't think
You
they
see
work
one
on
of the eyes
Why
with
should
a
we wear the
psionic.
mask?
You see one of the eyes move for it, as you see a psionic energy grasp a hold of it.
Uh-oh.
This truly is great magic. I will hear the rest of your terms.
If you deliver that back, I will give them.
No.
I had a feeling. You see, that is not the only such apple we have. We have got more. I won't tell you exactly how many, because who gives away all their bargaining chips? If you release all of my friends and myself in as fit and healthy a state as we entered, with no clauses, no conditions, free to go on our way, we shall give you replacements for each item that has been taken.
I wish for these apples pure, untouched by your wishes.
Easily done.
Seems a fair response.
That's very
What we
fair.
possess has only been touched by their creator, and they are forged with determination.
Good.
Mm.
Making bargains with the beholder, Moxie is kind of sitting there going, "Oh dear God, what am I doing?"
Unfortunately, I'll have to leave one
But
of
our
these items.
Our condition is you restore our friend, and you allow us to leave unmolested.
Make a persuasion check for me.
All right, black or purple, black or purple, black or purple.
Also,
Purple.
over the table, that's not entirely true, but
Moxie
What's
does
not
say,
entirely
you
true?
are a far better bargainer than I thought you to be. Therefore,
me?
you may add a d10 to that.
Oh, well, in that case, I'm at 23.
you
Hey,
Eyes start flittering around the room.
I'm never going to get accustomed to that.
accept your term. After I test one of the apples to see if they work.
Very well.
I mean, they ought to.
Moxie,
I
Mick, whoever
wish
can reach one. I have another.
To have one apple, her item, taken from me.
That was the offer, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad we are in agreement.
Good.
Recess did loosen up a bit. You should be able to just reach over and grab one.
Actually, technically, Morgul has the bulk of them.
Yeah, I
Oh.
am carrying most of them. I have the bushel.
Well, I'm gonna
Oh.
go dig around in Morgul's pack, grab an apple, and
And
I
unless
guess-
somebody's willing to spot me an apple, I technically have to return one of my items. So, because I only have the two.
If they're... This is a question that I think I've tried to ask, and I don't think it's ever managed to get an answer, but can it be morphed into something else? Or does it stay the one thing?
well, we
You
have...
all have only tried to make it physical items before.
No, she made a flute and she changed it back into an apple when we first got them.
Right,
That's
both
what-
physical items. You've
Oh.
But
not
Okay.
she
necessarily
changed it
tried
into it and then
anything
changed
else.
it back.
Correct.
That's what I was saying.
However, once they are in someone's possession, they will stay whatever it is as long as the individual has
Hmm.
said apple possession, right?
We haven't really
but
fully delved into these things, but we've got
you
a
have
freaking
not really
bushel
fully
of them to
delved
work with,
into
so
exactly what all that these can do.
but seriously, we've got a bushel of them to work with. It's hard to get
Yeah.
rid of a bushel.
I need
What?
you all, each, to give them to me.
I mean, I didn't take anything, but here.
No,
You see
we're
one
all in
of the
possession of at least
eyes.
one. I sort of reach my tail up and grab one, and then I'll grab
Alright.
another one for Leon because I'm holding on to two things, I believe.
Anything else taken?
Yeah,
Big-
Morgal presented
account.
3 because he's taken 3 items.
Oh yeah, you've got the spear, the shield, and something else.
And the Pearl of Power, even though I don't know it's a
pearl,
Pearl
yeah.
of Power.
And then Tralia has the collar and something
the
else.
chimeric collar.
Yeah, and
And
the
then what
wand.
else did you get, dear?
It was a wand.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
And I'm holding on to the grease, the strange grease in a jar, and the mace of Uldak. So I hand it over to for that purpose. I think that was about it.
Good. I'm glad that we could come to this agreement.
Me too.
And
The anger's wearing off. Oh boy.
I'm so happy to have my memories back.
Oh.
Your memories?
Um,
Recess. Bind them momentarily.
Joking.
What of our deal?
Seems like a bad
Your
thing.
deal will be given to you in full. But I remember what exactly my name was. And I remember why I am here.
You see one of the apples come to his central eye as it starts to start wrapping around his body, stretching around almost like a leather as it starts going around, and you
Armor?
see the beholder as its skull caves in on one side. The skull caves in on the other side as you see the eye stalks go inside themselves as they turn into a mane of raven black hair as they droop over the side of this form that you see a skeletal figure start forming
Oh
as
no.
legs and it
What have we released? Oh god, what have we done?
Just want to throw this
You
out there
hear-
since I'm still standing next to Morgul while this is happening. I'm digging out
Mhm.
another apple with intent.
You hear the male voice turn
Oh no. Who
into
are
a
you?
feminine voice
Wait,
What?
as you
pardon
see
me?
as she stands up. You see that the apple has turned into this black leather attire that is wrapped around her entire form as she stands
Uh-oh.
at 6'1", and you see her snap her fingers as a full face of makeup dons her face as she puts her
Only I could
face
do that.
into this makeup and it wraps around. She opens her eyes as you see green line her pupils.
Madam, I'm so very confused. I'm so
starting to get an
confused.
idea of what we're dealing with.
Who are we dealing with here?
We
What-
may
what's
need
just
new
happened?
introductions.
I believe a new introduction may be in order.
Nikrit, dear, let them go. As you see the snake uncoil around you as it bursts into flames, as you see climb on top of her shoulder this creature that looks like an imp as it starts to rest its wings across her shoulders, almost like a scarf.
Did I do good, madam?
Yeah. With her long nails. Yes, you did. Mm. Oh,
He is quite enamored now. Just,
hello.
madam,
I should probably introduce myself. And I'm so glad that you were able to fulfill what he told me that you would do so long ago.
Over table, I'm not happy that he's using his villain drawl.
Huh?
no, but this is
You have a drawl that
tall-
you use in villains.
My name is Tasha.
Over table. This is good.
Tasha?
And
This sounds familiar. Why does it sound familiar?
are you the legendary Tasha that I've heard nightmare stories about?
It depends on the nightmare.
Well, you're certainly a lot prettier than I used to be told in my bedtime stories.
Yeah.
Her tail's just twitching. She's blushing. She's just like, you're very pretty. Just
Orgal is full of nope energy right now.
can't help it.
Now, I must ask, how did you acquire such a tool as this?
The one you're
Where did
holding
you
or the
come
what it was
across
made
it?
from?
We found a very fancy
Oh.
blacksmith.
You don't know what you possess, do you?
Not
The magic
where
that you possess is a lot more potent than what you all have really been using it for, judging by the residential signatures that are coming off of your apples. You've only been using them for mere trinkets, haven't you?
I've
Weren't
got big
exactly
plans
given
for
an
one.
instruction manual.
Yes, we
You're
weren't
not
given.
supposed to. You're just supposed to feel it, lovely. As she comes over to Kai and she takes her nails across his chin. You're just supposed to feel it, darling.
Please don't touch me.
Now, I've ran across someone that had a rather interesting thing like this before. And it still smells just like him.
Uh-oh.
You,
With a thought, I focus on the apple I grabbed from Morrigal while she was transforming, and will it to become the staff that I'm currently holding.
okay,
Just to see what happens.
roll for it.
Because right now, I want to know if it makes a new thing or takes an existing thing.
That's
And that's
actually a
a-
really good question.
Don't worry about it.
That is a 9. But do I still get your D10 bonus, Moxie? Because if so,
Did
that's a
you-
16.
Did you use it?
Yes.
Before? No, you said D10, but I honestly I forgot to roll
Yeah,
it.
then yeah, you can use it now because you didn't use it the first time.
Okay, so yeah, that's that is a 9. 16.
Oh, knees.
You see the apple transform into your staff as you see the staff that you had zoop, blink out for a moment as it zoop, appears in your hands.
Oh.
Oh, that's a problem.
Uh-oh.
Some poor servant is going to get a lashing because that meat explosion trick you did.
Word.
Yeah.
Moxie
Yeah,
goes
just
back
let me
to.
go.
I
now that
will it
Moxie's
back
been
to normal.
freed-
Oh shit. I wonder if
So-
Archibald's going to come wanting that.
Oh no.
So I will the apple back to an apple. In a nutshell.
Yeah, there's another problem.
It's a big issue.
Tell me.
Only one thing like that can exist at a time.
Hmm.
You
Good
cannot
catching on.
copy. You cannot copy things that already exist. You have to think up things that either definitely do not exist or that no one is going to miss easily.
Oh, that makes
Oh,
things
that makes
interesting.
this. Oh boy.
That makes things very interesting.
Well, I do not know the significance of the object that you hold, but I now understand it is not ours to give freely.
That's disappointing. It was a part of our deal.
No, that was the demonstration of the power of the objects. The deal was for what came after.
Yes.
The point being, I like it.
And actually, it occurs to me with those objects in your possession, you could get it back even if you did return it to us.
Yeah.
I can. So you can have this one back if you want.
Well,
But
see,
she'll just change a different one, and that one will pop out of existence, turn back into an apple, and she'll have it anyway.
but
No.
see, we can also do that to return it to its original proper owner.
And then you're just going to keep running of apples, darling.
It's going to just
So.
I
you
mean, we
still
have
haven't
to
let
tell
me
its
finish.
owner.
You're being so hostile. Why?
All I have to say is it's not ours, and I'll
Petrified
have to tell its
wizard.
owner where it came from. Or where it
Yeah,
is
I
from.
think us being hostile is pretty understood given what you've been doing to our poor wizard.
Speaking
Oh,
of, he's still
apologize.
petrified.
For perceived
Right.
hostilities, but yes.
Him. You see him return back to normal as his flesh is still hanging off, and he looks down.
Morgul, will you please throw Micnic so that he can heal him?
Yeeks!
Yeet the halfling if you Yeet the halfling if you
There,
please.
your
Thank you.
friend
Heal.
has returned back to normal.
There we go. That's better.
The deal was actually that he be returned to the state he was in as we entered.
Ugh,
Uh,
fine.
I'll turn it on. Alright.
As his flesh starts sewing itself back together. Anything else?
No, I think we're good. We can get on our ways.
Our deal does appear to have met all of the terms, but I do have a question before we depart.
Mm-hmm.
As Knights of the Summer Court, we must know what your intents are now that
For this realm.
you have been restored.
That's a great question that I need to ask. 3 very important people.
oh. Yeah.
Sisters, I need to have a word with you.
Tralia.
Yeah.
Is
We,
are you-
may need some backup. I mean, in the midst of all of this, Moxie has turned slightly sideways and she is dipping her quill into the gash and she's writing on the apple because her backup plan is going into action imminently if things go south.
So, I think we're done here. Right?
We'll see ourselves out.
Yeah, gladly.
Good day, madam.
Great.
Without a word, without a look, I will the apple that I had changed into my staff and then changed back into the apple, so checks out, into an artifact that can make her powerless against us.
So you're going to summon a beholder head, more or less.
I find that leaving it vague is better than trying to be explicit.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying that's what I'm
Meat
picturing.
explosion. But I'm trying to do this without actually saying or giving any indication that I am.
My immediate thought is, so you're gonna make an anti-magic field?
Oh no.
I will need you to actually roll a d20 against her.
Okay, against. Well,
You've
that
got
is
this.
Is that the right one that you're seeing over here? That's the purple one. Black one. 17. This is the one I've been using.
I'd cast guidance on Kai as he's doing this.
I've given no indication that I'm doing this. I'm
Yeah.
not sure how you would.
You can't.
Unless you just know me that well.
Moxie, be ready to open a portal.
Darlings, why do you try such things like that? Especially you, little Kai. I rather liked you.
I've done nothing.
Moxie's still furiously writing on the outside of this apple in her own blood because she's just trying to get this right. If she doesn't get it right, it's fucked.
I have done nothing, and I'm ready and willing to depart as long as we remain non-hostile towards each other.
Right. what you all don't seem to grasp is who I am.
Well, you've not been very forthcoming with any
No,
information.
I've had an
exactly.
idea.
But let me tell you who you don't fuck with. And it's me. As you see your quill come out of your grasp and go over to her momentarily, this is a no-no. As she sends it back to you and into your shoulder. As Kai, she lifts up the apple for a moment. I sense all magic. Because I've been doing it a long time, darling.
Pardon me for wanting a defense.
And
Pardon me for
I
having
applaud you
personal
for it.
goals.
Yes, but we came to an agreement. Therefore, what you're doing, that's a
I
no-no.
will remind you that we came to an agreement that you weren't even fully fulfilling until we reminded you of its full extent.
Mm-hmm.
And I look
You
pointedly at
sound
Leon.
like my ex-husband.
Who is your ex-husband?
Unimportant, but he lies way down below.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear. That's
Say let's not
terrifying.
antagonize the powerful witch and go about our way.
I have no desire
I
to
do have a
antagonize her. I
question.
just wish to feel
I
protected
have
as we
one
exit.
slightly personal question. Who is your mother? It is rather important.
I seem to... I don't know.
You don't remember who your mother is?
But you know who
I
your
don't
sisters are.
feel complete. There's
That's very
something
strange.
missing. Give me a second. As she digs her nails into her chest, she pierces open her chest cavity, as you see only half of her heart is there.
Who
As
did
you see,
that to you?
boop, 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 boop. Oh. Well, it appears as if I'm not complete.
Yes. Where is your better half?
Great question.
Terrible. That's a terrible joke to make.
Especially to make right now. I have very little knowledge of what's going on. I was just previously
yeah,
turned to stone, so I'm going
You
to
see
keep out of
her
this.
lean over the table as she... You see the illustrious nature of her go away for a moment, as if almost a feral look is given as she starts eyeballing each of you. One of you smells familiar. Why
I
do you smell familiar?
As our bargain
Moxie
is complete, we should leave.
Moxie kind of glances at Trollia and hides her hand behind her back. She's
Our
terrified of
deal
showing that off.
is done. You're free to leave.
Everybody out. Let's go. Shoot.
Yep.
Shoot. Let's go.
Leon is not going to say a word. He's going to follow. He doesn't know
I
what the hell's going
appreciate you
on.
doing what he said that you would.
We're people of
Thank
our
you
word.
again.
I'm...
Yes,
I hate
ta-ta.
to do this. Who is he? If I might ask.
What?
Who is?
You said we did as he said we would. Who is he? May I ask that
Many
question?
years ago, you need not worry yourselves.
There are many
It was
things
before
from many
you were
years ago.
born.
Yes.
Apologies,
Well,
but there are many things from before we were born that we find ourselves quite interested in.
and trapped with.
If you must know, as you see the little imp on her shoulder, Thank you, dear. Give her a tiny book as she turns it into a giant tome in front of her. As it starts flipping through pages, she puts one of her, I'm going to call them talons, but they're just really long fingernails, but just to give it that extra storytelling.
Yeah, no,
point.
she's Dimitrescu in my head. She is.
Thank you. Yeah, she kind of looks like that.
No
As
wonder
she
monsters are
lifts
enamored.
up the book and says, him. And before you is a picture of Aeon.
I had
Son of a
feeling.
bitch. I.
He knew we would.
He.
Time
Ta-ta,
shenanigans.
Davis. Ta-ta.
That's all I'm gonna say over table. Time
And I
shenanigans.
dare say, I hope we meet again.
I dare say we will.
As she punts you all out of the cave through a portal, and you see the imp come through the portal as you all are sitting outside the cave.
It was very nice meeting you all, and I hope that Madame Tasha sees you all again. Goodbye,
Hopefully, it's under fair circumstances.
and do watch yourselves, because things, there's probably stuff out here that would kill you.
I would be more concerned about what remains in there, but we will try our best to stay on everyone's good side. Thank you.
She's, she has her moments, but yes, oh, okay, yes, madam, I understand my tale. That's my tale. I was just going to say, I just think that you all should, there's a lot of stuff that you don't really know yet, and
Well.
I do wish we'd gotten that imp's name.
You did.
We did. I wrote it down. Kai's bad with names, though.
True. But I was hoping that you all would actually get the name.
No, I caught it. Nithric. Right? Right? Please, someone confirm
That
or
sounds
deny.
about right.
That's
Sounds
about right.
Nikrit. But yes,
Nikrit.
we're close.
Gotcha.
Moxie does finish writing out what she's been intending to write, and it's in Infernal. She's still determined to use it for the intended purpose, because it was not a hostile thing she was doing. It was something she'd planned to do since before she realized Beholder was not Beholder.
Yeah, honestly, I wasn't planning on anything hostile either. I was planning the same thing. Something to make whatever threat is in front of us powerless
Go
to harm
bye-bye.
us. That was it. Purely defensive.
Honestly, I never thought that you all would actually encounter this. So,
You
didn't think it would
Wait.
happen.
Before today's session?
Yeah,
No.
before today's session. I was planning on all of this stuff happening behind the scenes over table. All happening behind the scenes, but you all made it come to fruition differently than intended.
Over the table.
So
in
our
general,
friends
I gave you
suffering
a
now.
picture. Yeah.
Huh?
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
Tasha.
Are
That's
we about
Tasha.
to get a visit?
From
We're always about to get a visit
Our
from
Or
doctor
is
friend.
he no longer going to be able to even use his portal?
That's a good question. Is it going to even be
Kitsune?
able
No.
to?
I was actually I have a plan to address that once we get back in character.
I was already speaking in character right there.
Oh, okay. Who has the homestone?
me, as
Yeah.
always.
It's been a long time since we tried to talk to him. We should probably.
This is not going to go well. Just
I
saying
don't
that.
think this is the time.
When would be the time?
That's a good point.
Not now.
I mean,
Why not
there's
now?
not going to be a good time to be like, by the way, somebody magicked away your freaking.
I'm
I
sure
hand the
he
homestone
already
to Kai.
knows.
I hand the homestone to Kai, then you deliver this news. I have a thing to do.
And I am used to dealing with Archie's wrath.
Yeah.
So it just
To be
occurred to me we
fair-
haven't. It just occurred to me we haven't used this since arriving in the Feywild.
Nope.
No, because every time we try to,
Fuck,
something
he might
happens.
not even have it. He might be in a different time
Archibald,
century.
are you
I
there?
don't know.
Archibald, can you hear me?
You hear a bit of static as I need to roll something. Whoops, I just threw my dice.
Is
Isn't that what you always do?
Wild God is
Well,
Well,
Speaking
I,
of
I threw it
Homestone.
over my dice tower accidentally.
I love derailing your campaign at every opportunity. I never
Yeah,
intend to, but I love when it happens.
I've lost. I don't know how things are going to happen anymore. I just look at my tables and I see what's going to happen. So I have no idea where the story is going to end up. But
Gygax, take the wheel.
pretty much,
We have
yes.
done the reverse of a
Our
railroad.
Lord Gary Gygax, we thank you for this lovely game. Thank you.
Hail Cthulhu, may he be praised.
I'd love to know
Uh,
what your original story was planned out to be.
When we finish
Sorry,
the
we're nowhere
story
near it.
one day, I may tell you.
Mm,
Unless,
may.
because this is the type of campaign where you could honestly re-roll new characters, go back into it, and it'd be a completely different thing.
Yeah.
Different actions, different story plots. You all could never meet the Cinder Flame, things like that. Blah blah blah.
We could
blah.
work for the Cinder
Anywho.
Flame.
The Cinder Flame might not even exist if you all did another campaign, because I have tables to roll, and then that
Time
determines
shenanigans.
said things that are in the world at the time of when you arrive in it. Anywho, this is a type of campaign setting that you can just kind of reuse over and over again, and it doesn't repeat the same thing twice. You hear a little bit of static coming through the homestone as you hear.
What? Yeah.
Archibald,
Who was it?
this is Kai. Can you hear me?
I just wanted to. I wish to know who I'm speaking with.
Ein Rencher, is that you?
No, but I like this name.
You sound very familiar. Why do you sound so familiar?
Oh, it is the girl with the horns.
Yes,
I remember your voice.
I'm
You
flattered.
told me all about all of you.
You work for someone we don't like.
Is the tiny one there?
Which tiny one? There's more than one of those.
The one that likes to shoot things. I like him. You shoot people in eyes. I like
Okay,
this.
we've answered a question. What are you doing with Archibald Stone?
Oh, he's a prisoner.
Of whom?
Oh, you seem little lost. Everyone thought you were dead. This is going to be great to tell
Uh-oh.
everyone.
Fuck.
My name, you've not heard, but you've seen me few different times. Oh, Leon, I really liked your tiny little dragon. And I really liked it when, what was his name? The man with the beard.
Hi.
When I killed him.
Oh. Wait.
My name is Nergal. Pleased to
Oh.
meet you all.
You do work for someone we
Are
don't
we
like.
speaking on
I
the rhyme?
see.
Are we speaking in the right
Setting?
neon?
Yes. Probably.
But yes,
But also no.
Right.
Because
well, I
time.
think we're going through a tunnel, so
How many years?
how many years what?
You said they thought we were dead.
Yes. You've been gone for 4 years.
Oh, only 4. And they already think we're dead? Not a lot of faith. Okay then.
That
especially since we've already
is
been known
actually
to
good
go
to know.
to the Feywild.
4 years for now, but I've been where you are, or where I think you are.
Then you know that time is weird here. See you in 50. I mentally close the connection. Okay,
he
so
sound
4
like-
years.
Does he sound like the guy that was on the
Currently.
recording that my father left?
A little bit, but I'm
could
more
I'm asking the
also-
interested in
DM.
Huh?
I'm trying to see. He was on the recording with Moxie's father, wasn't he?
He was in the conversation, yes.
That's what I meant.
But there were two individuals that can be. They do have very similar accents that were present during that conversation, yes.
Also, forgive my silence. I got visited by one of my animal companions just now.
I noticed it was Azazel.
Okay.
Now, I'm gonna say something over table here, because I'm not sure if it's gonna work in character. I want to make sure I got this right. When we were at the carnival, we saw the boy perform, the farm boy.
Mhm.
We had been told that it had been about 5 years, right?
Yep.
5 to 7.
5 to 7.
5 to 7, we determined, yeah.
But from Nurgle, we just got told 4 years. So time is definitely in flux. We're touching
It's
it in
definitely
different points.
wibbly-wobbly. Yes.
We can't say for certain that any contact we have with the outside
Exactly.
is accurate or
It
will
is-
remain accurate by the time we're done here.
It
Yeah.
is also worth mentioning, therefore, that the tool. I'm in character, so I can't really call it the sonic screwdriver.
I thought that you
Yeah.
all were talking
The-
over table.
Over
or are you
table.
all
I
talking
was.
in character?
Okay.
I was,
Yeah,
but
it was
I guess
over
he
table.
wasn't.
Okay, if everyone else is talking over table, then obviously I'm talking over table because Miknik doesn't know what the fuck we're talking about. Anyways. Okay, so in that case, it's possible the sonic screwdriver is still in our perception of present days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she could
Yeah.
have one from the time frame that this geography of the Feywild matches up to with the
Prismeer.
chronography.
You all are in Prismeer.
In Prismeer.
It
of
is-
the Feywild.
Yeah.
Well-
Further worth mentioning that the apple
It's a
may
part
have
of
been
the
given
Feywild. That's
to
the specific region
the-
you're in.
it's also worth mentioning that the apple may have been given to the beholder 4.5 years into the future, or
I'm going back in
4
character
and a
here.
quarter years into the future.
I'm
Slightly.
Let's stop right there before we break our brains.
gonna dive back into the table here, head first into Kai with the realization. You know, I've always been confused by the directions here. Hither, thither, and yon. They're not directions, they're not distance. What if they're
Time.
Time.
Chronology is geography.
That would make
It's
sense.
certainly
Especially when
possible.
emotions.
That yawn
Hell,
takes
honestly-
us further from the present in one direction or another, and
Well, anything makes sense in this
hither
fucked up
keeps
world.
us closer to the present, which means that time is more accurate day by day in hither, whereas in yawn, we could talk through the homestone and Archie may not have any idea who we are because it's 50 years previous and we've not even been born yet.
It's just a theory, but perhaps if we went back
Plausible.
hither, we could get a message out.
Maybe,
Worth a shot.
We go
maybe,
far enough
but
back
if-
that we just, like,
but
I don't
Is
know,
it-
smack the Mikage before he becomes the Mikage.
if
I
it's
think
also
we're
worth
overthinking this.
We might be.
I think at this point we need to just forego trying to get back in touch with him and worry on the things that are going on here, like the tree raiser.
That's
You're
fair.
right.
I'm just being
Yeah.
hopeful with the whole Mikage thing.
I think we need to sideline this talk of time because it's also giving me a migraine.
Meanwhile, Morgul, like
Flyleaf?
slightly half in the conversation, has been pondering over an apple for a very concerning amount of time.
Are you going to eat that thing?
You
or
alright
what?
there, Morgul?
I don't think that's an edible one. I think that's a forge.
Technically, they're all edible.
I mean, that's fair.
If these things can pull anything from anywhere,
Wait,
What stops
wonder.
people?
You're thinking what if you're
Yeah,
thinking
he
I
is.
think you're thinking
oh my word! I just had a fun idea.
Oh, I've had an idea for mine, but I want to see what Morgall does first.
Remember determination, Morgul.
Morgul is thinking one thing: give me that motherfucking book.
I need you to roll for it, my friend.
Oh yeah.
Big dice,
I'm
big
Wait,
dice.
over table here. While we're having these discussions, we're obviously moving away from the cave.
Oh yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
We're not just standing in front of it having a chat.
He was not gonna summon that thing there anyway. 19 on die, Justin.
You see the apple as in front of you, it levitates for a moment away from your hands as it stretches itself as it starts to flatten around as you see bindings start clasping around it as it
Morgul like just is letting this thing do its thing, but when it starts to form a solid his hands are kind of shaky as he takes hold.
the solidity of it
I wonder when that's come from. That
The
is a
moment,
very
does it
important
really matter?
question. It kind of
Reminds
does.
me of the significance of this book. We have had quite a lot going on.
This book is the reason that Morgul's alive and his lover is trapped
Right.
somewhere
I
else.
I recall now.
Yeah.
It is the book.
Well,
that
I'm
book
gonna say
has a
this.
name.
Does it have a title? Or is it just
Actually, that's the thing. We never really established the title audibly there, Justin, I don't think.
I think now is the time.
To name it.
please tell me it's not the Necronomicon. Please tell me it's not the Necronomicon.
It's the Necronomicon.
Necronomicon Next Mortis.
Morgul, is your middle name Ash?
No.
Like a tree? Um, Well,
Willy.
since that's obviously worked, let me try what I was thinking. I focus all
Mick
my will
takes an extra long draw from
on
his...
making.
No.
I
My
hope you all
apple.
are keeping track of how many apples that you have.
I still have the same one that I had turned into my stick, I believe, and then turned back. So it's still just the one. Other than
Because
that,
I-
we had a bushel.
Yeah, we
I
had a
have a single
literal
one.
bushel.
How many are in a bushel?
40?
32? 32 to 40?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we haven't
Something
used
like
that
that.
many.
Yeah, a bushel's about
But
32 apples approximately.
whoever's been carrying the bushel should
I
keep
would
track.
say that roughly around you all in the course of the campaign right now have used about 17.
And
17.
some of those were not a part of that bushel. So
Oh yeah,
So-
counting what
Yes,
just
I've
happened.
used.
Sure.
And also
I've
the
used-
Halloween stuff and things like that.
So in the bushel, we probably have about 21 apples left. I gave both of my apples as part of the thing to Tasha. So, like, of my actual apples.
It's also been established that things that we change, things that we summon with an apple can be reverted back to an apple.
Now
and
you also
reused.
have to remember that which apples were in the bushel. Which ones were they forged with?
They were all
The
determination.
the Honeycrisp were determination. No one else, if you gave anything else, said what yours were and
I
what
did.
they were forged with.
Yeah, the
Mine was-
bushel was separate from mine.
Yeah, mine
And
was.
I already used mine.
My other one was nostalgia, but yeah, the bushel is all determination.
Hmm.
In any case, I'm focusing on the ring from the prison that Aeon was so interested in that we were going to go get before we got distracted by this sojourn into the Feywild. So yes,
Roll ahead.
rolling 17.
This is going
On
on.
die.
I'm trying. I'm gonna go and just pull out Dawn's book and just start trying to catch her up on all this. Just basically doing a
You
relay of
see
information.
the apples start as it rotates in a circle and keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller as it forms a ring
You
that
realize you
has
may,
two black crystals, one on the top, one on the bottom.
Is this a
that
thing?
have a dim glowing sapphire light coming from them.
Fascinating.
And that is supposed to fit into.
Kai, I need you to roll a d20 for me.
Oh no.
2 of them.
Roll.
1, just a normal d20. The second one, I need you to make a
will?
yep, a
Or is it
will
con?
saving throw.
I knew it. I just knew
Curses.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
no.
it. No, no,
Okay.
no.
The will save. Fuck it, they're both ones.
Oh my god.
Wait, no, that one's a 7. That one's a 7. Sorry,
thank-
this one's a
well,
7.
Not as
So,
bad, but still
maybe-
bad.
As the ring appears in Kai's hand, you see it put itself on his finger
No.
as
No.
it tightens and wraps around. And you hear, "What is your name?"
You first.
Mercy me.
Leon, can you help him?
Can you undo that?
Do you have anything?
I have. Let's see here. What spells do I have? Because I do not have the D&D page up from not
Okay.
being
Ah.
alive.
While you all are doing this, I'm going to be right back.
I'm frantically wondering whether I can de-ring the apple while it's attached.
No,
would lose
it
your
is
finger.
cursing you.
Meanwhile, Morgul's like, should I hold on to this book or should I give it to one of my party members?
I don't think here's a thing. Morgul probably knows better than to hand something like the Necronomicon to.
Oh,
Callahan.
he is not handing it to Calimax. No. If anybody, he'd probably
You know
hand it over
why?
to Mick.
Do you know why you shouldn't hand it to her? She can do
gonna-
necromancy.
Because you're gonna use it.
Meanwhile, Miknik would be inclined to permanently and irrecoverably destroy it.
Which,
I was
admittedly,
Can't.
Intending to put this
Square
ring on a chain.
millimeter by square millimeter.
But you can't is the
Okay.
problem. Something like the
I
Necronomicon
have-
cannot.
According to this, I have all my spells except for the one that I used to start the whole breaking of mirrors. So
it would just be cruel for him to give it to Leon.
I have.
Yeah.
Hey, wait a second.
Here's
Wait,
the
who do you think-
all-powerful Book of the Dead. You can't read it.
Who do you think I would use it on?
I can cast Remove Curse on you here in a second, but I won't be able to stop it from doing whatever it does in the time that it will be on you. So, you'll have to bear with Leon as he figures out that you're being cursed,
Yeah, he's
And
gotta
then
figure
B-
that first.
has to cast it. So,
Nab,
yes.
are you gonna have to roll to cast it?
No, it's just straight Remove Curse. It removes attunement, so it should fall off.
This kind of depends on whether I'm even able to convey to you that I did not intentionally pull it on.
You just
Put it on.
started. Well, we all watched you do it, and it just mystically lifted out of your hand and shoved itself onto your finger. So
And then you were
And-
apprehensive and didn't give it your
you
name
spoke
yet.
to your hand.
Then started doing stuff like this.
Yeah.
When your immediate response is after you put a ring on, you first. We kind of
No, my immediate response was nope. That didn't work. So, Leon has a spell to remove curse if I can convey to him that I have been cursed.
Yes.
or if he can figure it out himself.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if I'm even able to say anything yet. All I know is the thing whispered in my mind, "What is your name?" So, what can I do about this? How does everyone else react to this? Let's find out.
Leon's
I-
In the
currently
next
trying to figure
episode of
it out.
Dragon Ball Z.
name again. Your name is
Technically,
Who are you
Yeah.
talking to? No one say his name.
I don't know.
Where did that sound come from that you're talking to?
You can't hear it. It's only
And
inside
what are
his head.
they wanting?
Well, that's what I'm asking.
They want my name.
No one say a name.
Did you intend to put that ring on? Yes or no?
I try to say no. I say
Roll
try
a will
because
save, please.
Yep, there we go.
I noticed that
Because-
you're struggling and
17!
cast guidance.
There we go.
You
Aim,
say
check your phone.
whew.
All right.
No. No, I did not.
All right. I'll take that as he goes and steps towards Kai. First off, I have to ask this because there's no telling what cursed items will do.
I don't know why I have these
As
in the field anymore.
as Leon touches Kai to cast Remove Curse, does anything happen to Leon? Does he get blasted back or anything like that as a self-defense measure from this thing?
Go ahead and try what you will. I'll tell you what happens.
He's casting Remove Curse at 5th level. Or I can't cast it at 5th level, it's only at the level it says.
Yeah, it's not a scaling thing. It just does a thing.
Yeah. It's 3rd level, so
You see that the ring does not budge.
it loses
As
attunement.
Kai, in your
so-
head, you hear, "You should tell your friend that's not going to work."
Apparently, that's not going to work.
Well,
What?
um,
Well,
I mean,
What
good you're
exactly
healing, Mick
was
Mick.
the thing that you imagined?
You've told me your name. Let me tell you mine. Or one of them. Call me the Great Liar.
The Great Liar.
They call
okay.
me the One in the Shadows.
that's a 24 religion check.
The Fallen One.
You can't hear
Oh.
it though.
She's talking about the liar.
I
thing.
take one of my darts out of my pack. I lay my hand down on a stone,
Yep.
No,
How
no,
good
no,
of a
no.
healer are
Wait,
you,
wait,
Mick
wait,
Mick?
wait, wait, wait.
and I
You don't know
say,
if this thing's will.
Roll a will save, please.
I cast guidance.
I got a fucking 19 on die.
You can go ahead and add a D4 onto that.
I
And
don't
then, of course, you
know
will.
if I need
But-
to, but my will, where is will in here? Will.
Where's Will?
Your
Wisdom.
will let you know.
Will Wheaton. Oh, Will.
Hmm.
Wisdom, intelligence, wisdom. Where is Will?
Uh,
Why can I see? Why
It's
can't I find
wisdom.
Will? It's
It'd
wisdom.
be
okay,
wisdom.
So it's,
It's
so
based
it's
on the
3. So
wisdom.
that's that's 22 plus my D4, which is a 3 right there already.
27.
And what are you wanting to do?
Oh, I want them to secure the ring so that it can't do anything else, and then I want to chop that goddamn finger off.
How do we know it's not going to levitate onto the other fingers?
Well, we make sure it doesn't come off of that finger. So, hold this damn finger. Don't let the ring go anywhere. Morgul, I'm looking at you.
All right. We've had to do this before for gangrene. It's fine.
Moxie, ready, fire.
Readying fire.
I chop my finger off.
This seems a bit brash.
I
hey,
use my.
who has the tool thing from the kitsune?
The
That's a good
gloves.
question.
Yes.
The
Who
ring,
has the gloves?
you see, as it wraps onto one of your other fingers.
Now you're without a finger.
No,
No,
well, again,
we
we have a
can-
healer. And the finger's
Yes,
still
but-
there.
Hi
Nick.
again.
Reattach
Who
the
has
finger.
the bag that was given to us from the Kitsune?
Oh, the neutralizing one?
Yes.
I think Moxie?
I've always wanted to know the anger that you have in your heart, Kai.
Moxie, could you
I've always
prepare
seen
that
it.
bag for the next chop? I cast
Why
Cure
do
Wounds
not
on Kai.
On your anger.
Who has the gloves? Tralia?
She was
Charlie
the
has
one who
gloves.
betrayed you. Treated you like an outcast. You were never loved.
This ring needs to be contained, and I will chop off as many fingers as I have to do it.
Your brother was the rightful heir
Kai?
to the throne
Kai?
The
that
sooner the
me.
better.
have given away.
Well, the bag? Someone?
It's ready.
Anyone?
Somebody.
Okay, let's try this again, shall we? One more finger coming off. Chop, chop.
Bag!
Yeah, at this point, I don't even care about the pain anymore.
Just
You'd be surprised, but okay.
I mean,
We ought to
honestly,
know.
realistically, Kai is feeling like a buttload of adrenaline. So
Yeah.
there's no pain sensing in him.
Oh, you don't even know what's going on in Kai right now. I
The
heard what he
ring-
was saying over you guys talking. You don't even know.
The ring remains. However, you see that the two sapphire lights are gone.
I think the ring and finger, the entirety of that was put into the neutralizing bag.
Yeah.
Closed and...
It just
Yeah.
stays on that finger.
I'm
is what
telling
he's
you,
saying.
as soon as he chopped it off, what you saw, the lights disappeared. The black stones are still within the ring.
Hmm.
hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Regardless, I cast another Cure Wounds on Kai.
Are you reattaching my fingers or just giving me stumps?
We reattached
Well, I mean-
the first one.
We
It's a
reattached
bit
the
late.
first one, but the second one's still attached to the ring, from what we understood. So
It is.
I
Can
mean,
you
Cure
remove
Wounds
it
has
from the ring
previously- Cure
within the
Wounds has
bag?
previously just
We need the
regrown
gloves.
the limbs.
since Tralia is predisposed, Morgal will.
Just, am I gonna have 3 fingers and a stump or 4 fingers? That's all I need to know.
Am I able to, with the gloves, pull the thing loose and then pop it into the bag?
No.
Can we take a quick break?
Hmm.
Yes.
Alright, we
Right,
will
we'll
be
be right back,
right
folks.
back.
Okay.
Welcome back, everyone.
My frickin'
Our-
finger!
Heroes have faced down a beholder that turned out to be a powerful sorceress, and
lady.
now have figured out something new about the apples that they possessed and the magic of the Feywild, and they are trying new things, and in doing so, Morgal has summoned a book that is very key to his past, and Kai tried to summon a ring from tales that he has heard from hearing about Aeon, and curiosity has summoned a ring that has latched onto two of his fingers and has some kind of voice that is speaking to him, and in doing so, in trying to get rid of it, has cut off two of his fingers. We now return to your regularly scheduled game of D&D.
What about my religion
Frickin'
check?
fingers! Sorry.
I had a 24 religion check.
Oh, on what?
Well, I
Or
did say the
term,
name.
yeah.
He gave me his titles. Or Kai gave me this person's titles.
One of them.
Which
yeah, two
one?
of them. The
Lord
Great
of Liars or something, or the Great Liar.
The
Oh.
Great Liar. The
The fallen one.
Fallen One.
The only thing that
I'm
you
going
could
to
possibly-
recite what I heard from this while they're dealing with my finger.
Okay. You and
Okay.
you rolled a what?
I rolled a total of 24.
You can only think of one name that has been tied to those titles, and the name is Asmodeus.
Oh no.
That's
That
a good thing we removed that
Ring
finger.
has something to do with Asmodeus.
Oh no.
I don't know
This
who
is
that
not-
is.
Demon Lord. Big
No.
name Demon Lord. No?
Other Asmodeus.
Arguably.
He rules hell.
Depending.
doesn't he?
Well, technically,
Technically, but
but no. He's technically a god.
That is a ring tied to a very infernal god.
Oh, good thing I got it off,
Asmodeus.
I suppose. I am concerned about where the lights went.
as Moxie says that name,
Oh no.
you all have the ring where?
Yeah,
In the
In the
bag?
bag.
In the bag.
You feel the bag as the
Okay.
name is said.
Well, that's not good.
Okay.
Mr. Shield. I'm never saying that again.
It was reciting all my deepest fears at me, trying to tap into an anger
You know, so it was
that I don't
starting
like to
work.
admit I have.
Well, you do have it.
Yes,
If it
thank
can-
you, Moxie. That's obvious. Sorry.
All right.
We've got two powerful artifacts.
I
on
pass
this.
you a joint.
Why not?
I'm curious.
Are we just gonna permanent minor illusion his finger for the time being, or
Can we fix them?
that's a good question.
Anybody?
Over the table, you
I'm
can't
sorry, I'm
regrow
dealing
limbs or
with-
reattach limbs without regenerate.
Yeah, that's gonna be the problem.
So
Mhm.
that's a no.
No.
So you could say no.
Yes, but I don't know if Leon would know this type of medical knowledge.
Well, none of us are really vivisectionists either, so that's kind of another problem. Without that, it's kind of
So
yeah.
I would say
I have an
edging
idea.
toward caution, people would lean toward what they know they can.
Yeah.
And in this case, you know you can not.
yeah.
So I would imagine you'd say no.
No.
Use an apple and make a new digit out of it. Come on.
Use an apple, steal somebody else's finger.
I wonder if I could get my original finger back that way.
But it would
That seems
probably
like a
go
waste
back.
of magic,
my
to be
God.
perfectly frank.
Could you imagine if it worked?
Honestly don't know if I want
You
to
know
go
what?
and use magic this way.
My lord.
Give me an apple.
Oh god. Oh.
Okay. The DM's ever like, they're going, huh, another one bites the dust.
Since Moxie ran off, I got to keep this thing entertaining, right? So give me that apple.
Yeah, here you go.
I'm gonna picture a whole, healthy finger firmly attached
No.
Without the ring.
with no ring on. No. Because I don't want to steal that from someone else. If it's one that doesn't have the ring firmly attached, then it won't be mine.
Well, yes, but here's something else you can think of. You can just imagine it as the finger that does as the same finger,
I've
but without the ring on it.
I've got one. I've got an idea.
Okay.
Apple, give me a replacement finger. Mechanical. Like the man with the cowboy hat whose name escapes me.
Some
The
poor
collector.
Warforged is just gonna be scratching his nose and be like, well, that
Give
sucks.
me a new digit which will let me channel
Your key.
lightning.
Oh, that will channel lightning.
Can firmly attach and flex as my natural finger.
So you want a
Please!
mechanical finger that
You see the apple start
Nat
rotating.
20! Look at that.
As it starts attaching, the mechanical digit that attaches itself is a wee little bit too big to look extremely natural on your finger. It's quite a thick mechanical finger that is on there, and it has a slight, where the nail bed would be, a slight increase of the nail, so it's a longer nail.
Okay.
I wonder who you got that from.
Here's
That's
what I
not
say
the
to them. Interesting.
Since we all seem to be using the apples at the moment.
Moxie takes out the apple that she's written the infernal incantation on, which translates to approximation because rhyme, and I don't have it in me to rhyme because crying child. Ugh. Give me back those which have been taken from me. Remove the ties that bind, and give them to me. In her mind, it's Tarthric and Mosper.
Sever the ties that bind, return what was mine.
Yes. What is mine? It's not like they've been permanently taken out of my possession.
All right, fair enough. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here examining my new digit, trying to figure out how it works.
And she pictures a portal.
Two portals.
Hmm.
As the apple comes up, it splits as it and two portals open. What did you roll again?
I need to do that. Please, please, please.
And it needs to be two separate rolls.
I cast guidance on Moxie.
All right, the
I
first one
stand
was a
ready to
15.
flip them lightning. No.
You can add
The
a
second-
d4.
Okay, your finger
was-
doesn't do lightning.
Aw, it does
But you
something.
gotta
15
pick
on
right?
dice. Second one, it was first one was technically 24 because 15 plus 9. Second one is 9 plus 7 plus a
Four.
d4.
Yeah.
You said
A d4.
that's a 1, so 17.
Through the portal on the left, you see a hand come out, and the skin tone is red. As you see long talons that come off of the nails as another grasps out of the portal, and you see hellfire billow out of the left portal as a gilded armor that is surrounding the
That's
arms
not.
and chest of this feature as a cape billows down that is tattered, torn, and burnt. As you see a head that comes out that has 3 horns on the top of its head as it starts
That's
breathing the air
that's not.
around, and it
That.
opens its eyes. 2 red eyes lock on, and out of the left portal, you see a robed individual start coming forth as you see out of the hood tentacles that droop down as they slurp back up into the hood itself, into the blackness of it.
This is a very strange way for things to appear. I've never summoned things like this before.
The 2 entities look at each other for a moment as they look back at you.
Mosper?
I regret to inform you.
As a tome appears in front of the red-skinned creature,
That it would appear as if the individual that you are trying to summon is not available.
Who are you?
This, I
My
believe,
name is Titivolus.
Titivolus. You are a
And
keeper of
are
contracts
you...
and records, aren't you?
In the 3rd level of the 9 hells, I rule what is called Dis.
Oh, very fascinating. I'm
And
sorry
yeah,
for taking up your time.
I am something of what you would call a contract keeper.
I so expected you to say, I'm what you call a big deal. That would have been
You know what?
great.
That's my personal canon.
Well, I'm sorry, Titivolus, to have taken up your time. Looks like I'm going to have to try other ways of finding this person.
I'll tell you exactly where he resides, if you so choose. But in order for me to do that, you must give me something in return for my time.
Moxie, I know you're all about contracts, but I think
This
this
is
is
a
a one to
Big
pass.
red flag.
I'm going to have to pass. My soul is already spoken for.
I don't necessarily care about that. I can acquire many different things.
Sorry to interrupt, but who's this other fellow?
Do you wish to speak?
Mosper?
My portal opened up first.
Moxie's
you
itching
see-
for the voice to be the same.
As you see the hooded creature,
I speak on behalf of the void itself.
Oh.
You got the answering machines.
Translation. You know I don't speak primordial.
Base translation. The entity that you wish to speak with is gone.
Hi,
Mosper
you've
no
reached the
longer-
voicemail of Mosper. I'm unable to come to the phone right now. Please leave a
No.
message after the
Wait.
tone.
No.
Okay, hang on. Over table sass.
Is-
Let's let it slide for
Yeah.
a sec because he
Yeah.
said gone.
Gone.
You said gone as in no longer exists.
The entity no longer resides within this universal plane.
Within this plane, can
This
you
Will
locate
be
it?
checked.
New information. The entity that you wish to speak with is not found in any plane of existence.
Well,
Thank you. You both may go.
New information. Run.
Run.
Damn it!
Damn you, run. If you can hear me, run.
Right, let's run.
There's a
Everybody
lie.
I hop on
away.
Morgul's
That'll
shoulders.
My friends, I beg of you, if you can hear the last message that I sent to the cosmos, run.
Come
Thank you
back
for
to
your
me.
time. Bye.
You will
We're
come
already
back.
like 70 feet away.
Yep. The
I
last
dare
thing.
say you didn't answer my question, but
No,
fine.
thank you, my lord. Have a wonderful
Then we will
day.
see each other in this. How dare you waste my time?
I was gonna say I take about 10 gold and chuck it at him, but no, that's not gonna happen. Well, well. I guess
Okay.
that answers.
We either run far enough that we no longer feel like running anymore,
So,
or get interrupted by something.
Moxie,
I turn to Moxie and say, next time maybe check with us before opening a portal to the void.
Moxie, if I may, on a lighter note, the entity that responded did say simply not found and not found dead.
Well, yes, and then there was a message sent through. Mossberg can't come back.
It did say last message to the cosmos. So, closure,
Yeah.
at least.
I guess that's.
All right.
As you all
Guys,
are running,
go.
Moxie needs a
The
hug.
portal-
Come on, someone with something to lose.
as you all are running, the portal opens up again, and the hooded figure comes through the portal halfway
Oh, son
as
of a
the tentacles droop down.
New information. Message received. He is coming.
Uh-oh.
He is coming. Message received. Message translated. Message put together. Run, damn you. Run.
What the fuck do you
As
think we're
far
doing?
as you can. He is coming. He comes through the cosmos. It is the gift. You know what I speak.
The cosmic gift.
Translation. I'm sorry. End of message.
As it and the portal
That's as definitive as I'm ever gonna get.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and stop running and signal everyone else to do the same.
Yeah, Morgul stops after about 20 more feet and realizing, yeah, this is kind of pointless.
This isn't immediate. This is an ongoing threat. We
Moxie
have
just
to
keeps
escape.
running. Moxie keeps running. She's kind of just left everyone in the dust going full sprint.
Hang on, I'm faster than she is. I go catch her,
roll a
and I
d20,
bring
Moxie.
her back.
are you
Oh,
just
no.
gonna like lift her up?
No, that depends on whether or not she breaks grapple.
It kind of depends on what
Let's
this
see.
is. I might
Oh,
not.
that's shit. That's a 7.
The new concern is
as
what
you
is she?
see Moxie
encountering?
running through the woods, and you can clearly see off of the side of her face droplets of tears that are falling from her face as she's running as fast as she could ever run. And you see Kai bolting over, jumping over bushes and going through the trees as Moxie hits something that looks down at her.
What? What? I'm. Ow.
Well, I imagine I'm there shortly. What is it?
I'm sorry. Oh, hello. What am I looking at?
What are we seeing? Immediate. Assessment. Threatening?
You see
Close the door. You want in there? Okay.
as you notice that where you've run into is these almost a kind of hillish terrain that is covered in these growing rocks that are glowing with this bioluminescence that is surrounding in a crescent shape around whatever that you've hit. As it and you just see a big eye that is now looking at you as its pupils focus in and dilate. And you see the entirety of this creature as it and you see bioluminescence go through all of its body as you see what looks almost like a glowing, almost like glitter that is like spores that are coming
Nope.
off of its body
Nope.
with
nope,
every
nope.
roar. You see the draconic face
There we go.
of something that has two horns, one that is coming forward like this, and one that is coming from its chin, forming that of a crescent moon around its jawline. As its wings come in from behind you all and lay down.
And she's still just rubbing her eyes because she can't seem to stop crying. She
All
can't
right.
be scared properly right now.
I don't know if I can do sense motive properly, but in this moment, that's all I can think to do because I'm torn between protecting Moxie and figuring out what this is. So,
Meanwhile, Leon's trying to catch up, but he's
rolled
got
a
35
12.
feet.
Margot will probably be trying to catch up at this point.
I rolled a 12 to try and sense motive.
As you all come across the scene, you see this large glowing dragon
I hop
that
down
is
off of
just
Morgoth's shoulders as
wrapped
he
around
approaches.
this area. As you see its wing just not completely fleshed out. It is the webbing and everything is down, as it's just kind of using it almost as a hand, bringing you ever so closer to its gaze. You all can see Kai and Moxie right there as you see the crescent shape of this dragon that is in front of you.
Is it moving aggressively or casually?
It's
Very
just
casual.
bringing you in and kind of looking at you right now.
It wants a
Okay.
closer look.
Then I am going to focus on comforting Moxie and looking for any opening to not be trapped.
She does switch to draconic, knowing what a dragon looks like when she sees one. I didn't mean to run into you, but I just lost my closest friend. And she's still just continuously crying.
Tell me your name.
Alamax.
And you.
And I understand it. I don't speak Draconic.
It's
He's
speaking
asking
I
common.
your
speak in
name.
Common.
Most dragons have telepathy, but
I mean, if I hear him, then I will think a response or say it out loud.
It's
surprise.
speaking to you telepathically.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So I do understand it. So, Kai, Caden,
over table, my child came over here to try and get cuddles and then stole some of my tortilla chips.
Classic.
That is not your real name, but I will accept it.
Yes.
The
Kane?
eye focuses in on Leon, Morgall, and Mick as the wing lifts up and is put down into the ground as it slightly lifts its body up as it puts its two front legs together as it rests its head down in front of you all.
And what of your names?
Be shy, guys. He doesn't mean any harm.
Morgall
Mick.
William Opaltide. I can talk today.
I go by Leon.
Anyone?
Yeah,
Nick.
he said
He said-
Mick. Yeah, he
Oh
said his
yeah,
name.
I said it. It was just at the same time as Chase did.
Yeah, sorry.
You're very off screen, so we couldn't even tell you had spoken.
Why are
I know.
you in my lair?
Accident?
I didn't see where I was going.
Her friend sacrificed himself for us.
Her.
I always get that wrong. I'm sorry. Her last message was to run
So I ran.
from something.
I am a big, scary dragon. Do
Yeah.
you not fear me?
As it lifts its neck up proudly.
I'm in
If you
awe, but I'm
were-
not scared.
If you were my enemy, I would be afraid.
I mean, if you were our enemies, we'd probably be very dead by now, to be honest.
Its head falls back down onto its arms.
As you have not eaten us, I imagine you mean us no harm.
I don't really have the strength to try and harm anyone these days.
Why?
I'm an old soul.
Who didn't need to be disturbed, and I'm sorry I did.
Mm. My children, though, will one day take their place.
As you see him lift his chest up slightly to reveal 3 eggs that are glowing a teal color.
You're beautiful.
On you, man.
And you all come to the realization of those eggs being very familiar. You've heard of these eggs before.
Moon dragon eggs. The crescent shape.
Oh.
Oh,
We are leaving them alone.
Yeah, we're not.
yes.
Nope.
That
not
is the
taking those.
firm resolution. That is the
Yeah.
firm resolution of just excited for baby dragons is kind of the only thing that kind of runs in her mind because she's like, baby dragons are so sweet.
This is really
Because
opposite
Felgalos.
to what we're dealing with for a while.
More, Leon is trying to sketch this thing, if nothing else. He can't read or even write at this point, but he wants
Kai
to
is
sketch
steeling
this
himself to stop Moxie or Tralia from offering to babysit the eggs.
Morgall
I'm
just said he can't paint this at the moment.
wondering why you all are at the edge of hither and thither.
Fate has brought us here.
We ran into a very powerful sorceress who threw us out of her home, and then my friend told us to run, so we did.
It sounds like you've had your fair share of unfortunate circumstances.
That is putting it very lightly.
But we're getting
I
used to
mean,
it.
Allow me to help you see this world anew.
Okay.
As you see his horns start glowing a yellowish teal color as it, and you
I'm
see
gonna step back from Moxie.
he lift up his mouth as it opens ever so slightly, and you see the trees that are around you start to bend in as they start to shake ever so slightly, and you see these bioluminescent spore looking things start dropping down and landing on you all as you feel this warmth go over the entirety of your body, as you feel almost all the stress just leave you for a moment. And in your mind, you see the beauty as you open your eyes and notice that the entirety of the Feywild for what it is, as you can see that everything around you is living and breathing and coexisting as one, feeding into all of the emotional energies of everything around itself. At the point of hither and thither, you can see that this is much clearer than anywhere else that you've rather been. It seems like almost all the trickery and things like that that the Feywild tries to pull is lifted for a moment, as you can just see the sheer beauty of where you are in this moment.
She's
As,
never gonna get that.
as these tiny little mushrooms start spouting up at your feet,
More
and they look
mushrooms.
up at you, and they each have faces as they
Over table here. Walrus and the Carpenter?
Feels a little that way, doesn't it?
Don't tread on the mome rats. The mome rats. Reminds me of the mome rats so much.
I mean, that has been established in the canon of this world that we're in.
Mm-hmm.
The Momeraths outgrabe.
I want you to know that the world around you, this is beauty. This is what I see. And every second, I can feel what you all go through. Know that this is what you are fighting for. Tiny one, your name is Mick-Nick.
I can't hear you if you're trying to talk.
He's
I
muted.
just nodded.
Oh, I can't see you.
Oh, sorry. Forgot mobile
There we go.
crops the sides.
She's only out, Sabrina, because she won't sleep, and Mom needs to sleep.
I want to ask you something. How badly do you wish to help your friends in succeeding with what you wish to do?
I would give my life for it.
Very well. Answer me this. when you look inside yourself, what do you see?
Determination?
To do what?
Well, help my friends, get rid of the Court of Cinders.
You are being truthful. That is not how you see yourself.
Okay, over the table. Did you say untruthful? Because it sounded like you said truthful, and that was contradictory.
Untruthful.
Okay.
I don't know. I think you can be truthful about your motives, but not be true
Yeah.
to who you are. I felt like it made sense.
Mhm.
Sorry, it just seemed like the audio cut
You
in a
are
weird
being-
time, and I was like,
Yeah, no, I understood it as you're being truthful, but that's not who you are.
no, okay.
You're deeper than your mission. That's what I took from it.
I wish to know who you are.
I am a healer. I devote myself to healing my friends and those who need healing.
Your trade and your mission are not who you are.
I am a tightly bound ball of carefully directed rage, who gives wisdom out of fear that others would suffer as I have suffered.
That
Is
is
that
truthful, but
more your meaning?
that is not who I was talking to.
Sorry.
But you were being truthful.
Okay, I am a tiny man full of determination. I
You see
probably
the dragon
should
almost
do a lot more self-reflection.
as he snickers a moment.
No, you need to look inside yourself to see who you are. But I will give you something to help you find yourself. I am an old dragon. I will die when these eggs hatch. When my children live, my life essence will go into them. I see so much potential in you all, but I hate to see someone that does not truly know or believe in themselves to the fullest extent.
You see him slowly lift up his hand as his talons grasp around a corner of one of his horns as he snaps off the tip of it, and you see him twinge in just a little bit of pain as he brings it down in front of Mick, and as he holds open his talons, you see that light that was glimmering around you start forming a necklace around it as he breathes a gust of air as it falls over your head and onto your neck and directly
Soundtrack actually
onto your
filled in the
chest.
wind for you that time. That was cool.
That's kind of great.
May this help you in finding yourself in times of great need. Hopefully, I can help you.
Thank you.
I have always wanted for my children to grow in a world that can be safe. I don't know why, but I feel as if you all are the one that can make it happen.
Certainly get told that enough.
We do get told that a lot.
Yep.
You don't believe it.
With so much chaos around, it's hard to believe sometimes. Faith is difficult.
He brings his head closer to Kai.
Faith is not something you can see. With faith, it is something that you can believe in. It is not like your staff, where you can hold it and feel it, but it is much like your energy that runs through your body, that you are able to harness. You know it's there, but you do not see it.
My chi comes from my faith.
Just like I know that my children will hatch and love and lose. They will live, and I will die. My final breath leading them into the first steps of their life. You all must see yourselves in this manner.
Moxie shuffles toward the closest egg and sits down in front of it and whispers in the dragon tongue, "Some things you will see with your eyes, others you will see with your heart. Do not forget to see things with your heart. They are more beautiful that way." And she just kind of lays her hand on it.
He pulls Moxie closer to the egg and pushes her up against it, and you feel boop, 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 the heartbeat of the egg.
The heartbeat is something that cannot be taken for granted. And I know that each of you have lost a great deal in your lives. I can sense it here clearer than anything. It actually follows you.
As he points behind you all, and you notice that attached to you you can see dark shadows.
That's new.
Here at the point that joins thither and hither, you can see things more clearly. Shadows are your past pain. Do not have much time left on this world. But I hope that if anything, you all can help me one last time. I've never had friends, family that I can remember for some time. My children will hatch soon. When the moon rises, they will take their first breath, and I will take my last this night. I see you wear the crest of Oberon.
Yes. Yes, we do.
I think I speak for all of us when I say we'd rather you not take that breath alone.
Do this old soul a favor, and I've never said this aloud. You would hear it from no dragon. Please help me
Leon will nod
guide
his head.
my children into their first breath. And don't let an old dragon die alone.
Of course.
My name is Lushardon.
Lushardon.
Over the table, Luthar Don?
Luthardon.
I heard
Oh,
Shar.
I did too. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that you clarified.
My Mike hates me sometimes.
Yeah, I know that. You good.
Moxie is thankfully not growing any special attachment, but she is, as is standard, very protective of tiny, helpless things.
As a sign of trust as he's going, Kai just looks at him and says, "Someone should know. My name is James. It's a pleasure to meet you, and I shall stay by your side."
You see the dragon almost smile for a moment.
Thank you, Jay. You know, I've never really looked at the sky with such reverence before. The moon is so
You see his scales start to calcify, and you see the light start to fadly dim as nightfall has come with you all talking to him, and the moon starts to rise. You see that glimmer in his eye dim as the light fades, and his body calcifies into stone, a monument over his children, as with his last breath he leans up in a proud pose to the moon, letting the eggs see the moonlight for the first time.
Any moment now they'll hatch.
Yep. Wonder, do
And
dragons imprint?
that's
Suppose
going to
we'll
be a
find
terrifying
out.
thought.
Yeah.
We did promise
That
to
will be a
see them.
terrifying thought. That doesn't mean I'm moving.
Mm-mm.
Baby dragons are wonderful if Elgalos is anything to go by.
Do we have food? From what I
Yes.
understand, food, water, and such would be recommended.
I don't have much to offer, but I take out 2 pieces of jerky from my pack, toss one to
We have a bunch of rations from Mama Yaga.
my wolf, and hold the other one ready.
You see Rorthal say, "Now, do you think that that is a good idea?"
Hard telling.
I mean,
Well, when they
you want
hatch,
it or
we'll
not?
see.
I mean, I would like it, but I'm
Right?
going to
Fine.
assume that you're going to give it to the younglings, aren't you?
Well, I did pull out 2. Here, one for you.
Thank you.
But fair point, we should probably ask. Around here, it's very likely that newborns can speak.
And we'll see.
As long as
Leon,
nobody calls me
meanwhile,
Mama,
is
I won't burst into tears again.
Leon is just sketching out the scene while we wait.
As night falls and you're waiting, you see that the eggs are starting to glow, and you all have actually set up a small campfire over to the side, away from
Yeah, we don't want to disrupt the moonlight.
the scene.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm considering this, a rest
Long rest.
that you all are taking.
Which we definitely need.
Mm-hmm.
As you all are each one, you all are taking turns sleeping and staying watch. You all are, for all intents and purposes, alone. If you wish to speak, I will return momentarily.
So,
That was heavy.
Morgall is
Yes,
kind of
that was
quiet in
very
general
heavy.
because he does not take well to death. For obvious reasons.
And there
So,
has been a lot of death near us recently.
yep.
so
Just kind of
let's
has
see.
him tapping on the book itself that he's holding for a moment.
Well, we have an infernal deity's ring. We have a very potent book of death. Ow.
Yeah.
I have
Over
a shiny new
table,
finger.
over table, my left ankle just flared up pretty bad. So I just got this. Like, I mentioned the ring, and then the necro, who's it? I'm not going to say the full name because I know better. And suddenly my left leg flares. I'm just like, son of a... hurts. Though, at this point, though, the energy that comes off of Moxie is very, very different now that she knows that she can't get Mosper back. She definitely is going to not be as closed around other things as she was, because she'd been a little closed off all this time just because she was thinking she could get her back, and she didn't want to make a bond like that with another creature or another entity, only to get Mosper back, and suddenly that mean absolutely nothing. Now she doesn't have to worry about that because all that's been said is "I'm sorry, but run, you fool." So she's going to take that probably to heart and
You
just
just got given a Gandalf moment.
Yep.
yeah,
Fly, you fool.
fly,
Yeah.
you fools.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Mosper's gonna come back as a celestial, just Mosper the White.
it's gonna be
That would
terrifying.
happen.
That
That
would be
just
absolutely
would
horrifying.
happen in this campaign.
It's just terrifying though, because then Moxie's gonna look at her precious little gecko, realize it's not a gecko anymore, and just go, "This is not fair."
Oh, it's never been a gecko.
No, it's always been a giant writhing mass of tentacles. That's
It's
all
not
she's
even
ever
that,
been.
really. That's just what your brain can conceive.
Meanwhile, while one door has closed with the gathering of this book, the reason he's tapping on is because he's like, I need to open this to try to figure out what we can do about getting Civic back, but I don't know when to approach doing this, and I don't know if it's going to be a bad idea and this thing's going to try to, like, ego dominate me or something.
I feel like
That's
it was
why you
often.
should hand it.
So this is in character, Micknick talking to Morgul.
Mhm.
I feel like it was very often touted among the hush alchemy circles that totally never happened in Iron Falls. Rules of equivalent exchange.
Which
We
means
do value having you here, Morgul.
Yep, which means none of us are using that anytime soon unless one of us develops the urge to unalive themselves.
Yeah. Pretty risky business.
Leon, an odd thought. Your book and Moxie's book seem to be able to talk and learn without being opened. Do you think books can learn from each other?
It might
It
could.
depends on the magic. I
Well-
imagine. Go ahead.
Why don't we both just lay the books open and let them chat?
We've already seen that they observe everything and not just
Mhm.
bipedal
Events.
chatter.
Chatter is the word you're looking for. Let's go ahead and sit them out so that they can see
so-
the eggs hatch.
So what you missed, Justin, is Morgul was talking about the Necronomicon and how he wasn't sure what or how to approach it because it needs to be opened to figure out what to do about what happened, but opening it could cause problems. And so I threw out the idea, we've got 2 magic books and another magic book.
See if they
Also-
speak.
Micknick
And they-
revealed lore about Iron Falls. The alchemy circles that totally never, ever happened
No,
in
never.
Iron Falls
Not
Um,
one bit.
would often tout the requirements of equivalent exchange.
That's a
Oh, yeah.
fundamental. That's the fundament. That is the fundamental law of alchemy, isn't it? Like, in order to get one thing, you must give something of equal value, and that's kind of the way most higher powers work.
But yeah, that just
So-
goes to show that happened in Iron Falls.
Morgul, you laid out your book,
Yep.
and who else is doing so?
Leon, are you?
I do not know if this is a very wise idea.
I mean, I focus and ask Elenon. Elenon, we have the Necronomicon. What do we do?
You see her spirit form in front of you.
I mean,
Yeah, fuck it.
I
Drop
was
out
planning on just
some
having.
flyweed, flyleaf weed, whatever
Flyleaf.
it's called, and
Flyweed.
Well, it's not the first time that this has happened. The
Yeah.
connection between you
Hmm.
all and your guides are stronger here.
Yeah, that's why
Join?
Leon was planning
Care
on
to join us?
helping. With
Come on, Dawn.
Hammer time.
Ugh,
Have a time.
what is
Bless
it
you.
now?
Well,
Well, first of
might
all,
as well
moon
join
dragon eggs
us.
are about to hatch, and second of all, we're in possession of the Necronomicon.
Felmor, I know you likely have nothing to contribute, but you're welcome to join us, should you wish.
Fillmore
You're
comes
about to
out of
see.
the bracelet as he looks at the moon dragon eggs and he looks back at you all. You do realize how fascinating this is, right?
They're baby
You-
dragons.
You
Yes,
do
of course
realize
it is.
that you're not obligated to wait for my invitation.
What do you mean?
I mean,
can
as
just
far as I'm
appear.
concerned, you can
Eerie.
come
Goodness,
out whenever
child.
you want.
I can watch.
Yes?
You see him. I do apologize for that. It's just people from our plane of existence have never seen moon dragons hatch.
There
Well,
are
now
many
you see a
things
trio of them
we've
hatch.
seen that others
Yes.
haven't, as I imagine you did in your time. At the moment, it's kind of tiresome, but I can appreciate what you're saying.
This is a fantastic thing to witness.
And
Yes.
if I weren't so
We
weary
are
from the day's
slightly
events,
worried.
I would be as celebratory as you are.
And why do you worry so?
It's not a true worry, just a matter of a question of, do baby dragons imprint? If so, we're in for some trouble.
Trouble?
I don't know what you think, Don,
Or
on this.
pets?
Well, I think I have different reason to worry than you two. That ring, the
Oh
lights on it
yeah.
vanished.
There's we're in possession, no one say the name. We're in possession of an infernal god's ring.
It spoke to
The
me.
infernal god's ring.
It
Dawn
whispered
comes
my
out.
own secrets.
Yes, I had summoned her, or made her available to come out if she so wished earlier.
Dawn comes out as she ruffles Leon's head for a moment.
Almost
And
like
then
turning
she-
pages of a book.
She walks away from him as she starts coming over to all of you. Which of you summoned that ring?
We point to
I
Kai.
hold up my new hand, my hand with the new finger.
As she is right in front of you holding your hand and she's turning it around.
Should we have consulted you first?
It would have been much wiser, yes.
Why? You're very secretive. We know nothing about you.
Well, before this all kicked off, we were going to talk, but at the moment I have completely lost track of what that was.
I was about the books. Sorry, meh.
Aeon wanted this ring
And that's why I meant
many
to keep it
years
from him.
ago. Do you know why?
The person or the deity it's tied to?
Correct.
I assume it's also connected to the Shadowfell somehow?
No.
No, this is different. This is infernal.
This is
Mhm.
connected to the 9 hells.
Hmm. I was not sure with the two
Yes.
gems.
The 9 hells. This was forged in the 9th level of hell, where the individual that actually owns this ring resides.
I
You
see.
do all know who he is, right?
Well, I know who whispered to
can't
me when I
say-
wore it.
We can't say the name or the ring goes insane.
Morgal, your hammer starts.
Mm-hmm. Oh, finally. You're coming. I already said you could come out. Come on.
Yes.
Oh,
Don was
oh,
one of the
that's
first.
good.
Yeah.
You know, it was
Okay.
getting kind of stuffy in there, right?
You know
Yeah,
what?
sorry
Before
about
we
that.
go any further, I just want to say, Felmor, you at least have my open invitation to always come out. I believe the rest of you feel the same way.
Yes.
It's
Of
not
course.
necessarily up to us.
Well-
Fair
Well-
enough.
If the opportunity presents itself.
Feel free to signal somehow.
We
Mine likes to burn.
always try. but
Fair
we
enough.
are not necessarily able
Fair
to
enough.
do
I'll
it
stop
on our
distracting.
own.
Understood.
And
Oh.
this right here, this ring.
As he takes the bag and he holds it up for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That right there belongs to the ruler
Oh,
of
say it. We know.
all hell.
Starts with an A.
The Great Deceiver, other pseudonyms.
Mhm.
Yeah, that guy.
The fallen one.
Uh-huh. Yeah, him.
It spoke to me directly.
It's in possession of one of his fingers.
Dawn comes over and looks at your hand again. Tell me, were you wearing it when these fingers were severed?
I severed those fingers to get it off.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
I had a feeling
You
Yeah.
it
want to
was.
clarify that ominous statement,
Do
please?
feel free to elaborate in as much detail as you care to.
Yeah.
Is this a conversation for the hatching ground?
Yes, the hatchlings are not here yet, but that is, and I cannot believe that you summoned it here, of all places.
All
We
I
didn't
knew
know what
was
it
that
was. If
we
we,
were
did, we wouldn't
distracting.
have done it.
Everyone, please. I was once a librarian. I do require some bit of quiet sometimes. As Dawn collects herself again.
Over the table, real quick, McNick is kind of just holding up another one at Dawn, just gently holding it toward him, not saying anything, just providing it on offer. That's all.
In my defense, I'll reach out and take it. All I was thinking was that we don't want Aeon to have it.
She grabs it back again.
I'll take the other one that he currently has lit and pull from that instead.
You know, when I was alive, I never got to partake in this. As Elenon goes and grabs it from her hand, and she says, well, I am actually quite versed in it myself. As Dawn grabs it back,
It
how
is.
many times have I always told you not to take things that were mine?
Guys.
Guys,
About the
Ladies.
ring?
can we talk
Oh.
about... Yeah.
Yes, the ring. Elenon, please. I'm trying to explain things. Don't take this again. I have never experienced it before, thank you.
Just
Now, let me continue.
don't inhale.
She tries to keep a stoic face as you see a couple of tears welling up in her eyes
Tail.
as she
You pull it into the mouth and then with air. And
I was never taught how to do that.
no one really gets taught. You just kind of figure it out after the first one.
She hands it back.
Thank you.
As I was saying, when the ring is exposed to blood, whoever's blood that it is, it does form a connection with. Were there two glowing lights?
Mhm.
Yes.
That's most unfortunate.
Please explain.
Again, you're
That's an
keeping us in
infernal-
suspense.
Need I
well-
remind you? I am directly affected by this and am, please pardon my language, fucking sick of pronoun games. Please
Yes,
explain.
of course, Kai. Yes. You and the said ring are now connected, but you are not necessarily connected because the ring is here and you are over there, because you removed it. But when your blood touched the ring, those two glowing lights on it, we always wondered exactly what they were, and Aeon informed us that those are two of the how do I put
Yes.
it? Those are two of the stars that reside within the ninth level of hell, and he will want them back.
Stars.
Oh. Oh boy.
As in
So this
fallen star, morning star, or am I missing
As in
something?
fallen stars, as in potential devils that he could have created.
Oh.
So
we
They
are
were in constant flux around the ninth level of hell that he took from the heavens, and he never actually created any devils from them. He just simply thought that they reminded him of the heavens, and from the stories I've read, he kept them in perpetual motion around the ninth level of hell to give it, as he put it, a symbol of ambiance.
So,
So-
what would happen if those went out?
Oh, they haven't gone anywhere. They're apparently bound to me.
no, the light that they give off was snuffed. What does that mean?
I open the bag seat,
Ugh.
close it quickly so it can't get out.
Well, that means that because blood was given, that those two stars have possibly, without the proper science behind it. Elanon, do you have anything to say about this?
You better.
Well, Archibald was always the one that was much better with these types of things, but
Are you really
Uh,
passing the buck on between you two?
We tried
Yes.
speaking with Archibald, but hither and thither, at the moment, Archibald is in prison. So we're not in a good position to get word from him.
yes,
Yeah.
from what we've gathered from each of you and your conversations that you have, it appears as if we are in some flux of time itself here in Prismere, which is not normally the case.
Hell, you guys
It's
could be
normally
alive
a
right
random
now.
roll of the dice instead of it being so,
Linear?
how would Archibald put it?
Wibbly
Okay.
wobbly?
We're getting off the topic. Can we please talk about what these stars going out means? Morgul is like, come on.
Oh,
Yes.
it means that those that he wanted to create will be created.
Oh, no.
Created directly under his reign,
How?
or somehow tied to
Here.
Kai.
Oh, it will appear on whatever plane that it was given the proper sacrifice to.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
no.
So here,
Yes.
The Feywild.
but given the sacrifice bit, they like linked to Kai, like under his command or something.
They will know his blood. It was given.
Know his blood.
So
That
be
is
able-
a hunting term if I've ever heard one.
You
They will be
see,
able to track you across any plane of existence if that's what that translates to.
Let me elaborate.
please.
Nick, you want to just
Blood.
roll one of those for everyone?
now, this spirit guide always has one of these that he takes from Nick because he's tied to him. Look. Blood was given. Not necessarily that you all had any idea what you were dealing with, and we don't blame you for that.
Yeah,
Do we,
that's the
Dawn?
way they tend to operate. I understand.
Let's go.
Correct.
Come on.
But you didn't really know what you were dealing with, so I don't fault you for that.
Should have chopped my hand off at the wrist.
But that would have been way cooler. But that would have been something that I would have done personally. But when blood was given, because blood for blood, it was technically in the eyes of the ring,
Go
it
on.
was a sacrifice.
Stop explaining and start describing, please.
That blood is linked to you. It's going to be able to smell you, whatever was created.
So is it trying to hunt him, we think, or is it going to try to obey him? That's what we
Yeah,
need to find out.
that's the
That
key.
We don't
is-
know.
That is the question, isn't it?
Okay.
So
then
you don't
that's
know.
what
Joy.
we need to know.
Well, ideally, based on what I gleaned from all of the
So,
alchemy
with all the talking in
circles.
circles here,
Curiously, that's not what Aeon wanted with that ring.
What did he want?
Fuck, what's he trying to do then?
He always kept telling us that with that ring, he would be able to do something great, and that he would take the fallen one himself.
Oh,
If he ever got a hold of that ring, he said, which we had never seen it before because we've only been to the 9 hells once, and we made it to the 2nd level of hell before we decided to get out.
Makes me wonder where my father's located, on which level.
I thought they said he was around number 4 or something. Excuse me.
Dis. The city of Dis. Actually, no. No. That's where
the bookkeeper was, but that's
That's
beside the
where
point.
the
Aeon
contract
thought he
keeper
could
was from.
take the fallen one
That
himself.
name is important. If nobody wrote down Titivolus, you might want to write
Titivolus,
it down.
yeah.
Mhm.
I had it
Alright.
in my head, but in the moment I
Titivolus.
couldn't remember.
I'm not even sure where that was said.
It was
It-
That was the demon.
the demon.
The demon that showed up when I
contract
tried to
guy.
summon my father.
Oh,
Yeah.
Devil.
Titivolus.
Devil.
Devil.
So wait a minute. He said that he thought he could take the.
The ruler of hell?
Correct.
When I put that
He
ring
said
on,
that with the knowledge that he was learning from someone here in the Feywild, and something to do with that place, that Shadowfell, that Black Spire, that he learned how he could acquire the power that he needed.
I have a feeling if it was somebody here who had knowledge of Shadowfell, that pretty well rings to one person we know about.
Which one? I'm getting several.
Mr. Witch.
Ooh,
Mr. Witch and
Witch.
Mr. Light. Because they both come from there.
They
Yep.
do, don't they?
The only people we know of from here that would have any ties to that.
They also were recruited by the Hourglass Coven.
Yes, they were
What
recruited
he
by
told us was simply that he learned from someone that was very powerful, that had some kind of. He never explained what it was. He said it was a powerful magical item that when he would be able to put things in it, that he would be able to make things that he wanted a reality.
Cauldron?
Sounds like the Forge.
Aldrin. Or the Forge. Could be either.
I don't know. As he takes a long draw.
If it's the cauldron, it used to belong to one of Baba Yaga's
Zybilna.
daughters.
Mm-hmm.
Zybilna was supposed to have it.
Well, her name is Igwilv, but yes.
No, Zybilna had it.
Yes.
Igwilv was supposed to have it.
Yeah.
So it was taken
I
from
don't know.
Igwilv, given to
Yes.
Zybilna. Zybilna no longer has it because she's missing. The Coven is in possession of it.
And whoever the fuck Igwilv. I want to focus back on this
There's
ring.
so
When
many
it
names.
went to my hand, that thing whispered my deepest secrets to me. Do you suppose Aeon intended to try and turn that connection around?
It is always possible.
He'd
And
have
the
the
thing that
ability.
worries me the most is some of the knowledge that you all have found out here. There's a lot of things that deal with time here. I don't know what all Aeon has seen when he saw what he saw.
He saw us releasing someone, Tasha, apparently, today.
Yes, like
Tasha?
I told.
Yep.
Yes,
Tasha.
I remember. I was telling you about that earlier.
Did you not see that encounter? The beholder?
The
We did,
sorceress.
but we don't know who she is either.
If
Now that's interesting.
if
She
the
said he knew we would do this.
she's
Now
missing
that
half her
is
heart.
interesting.
She's also missing half her heart.
Dawn says there's only a few different spells that could do that. However, sussing out exactly which one of them that it is quite the task.
Do you know someone named Tasha?
We've never heard of a Tasha before.
I give a very
He has an imp named
descriptive.
Nikrit.
Yes, Nikrit.
See, I paint you a picture, but I can't do that anymore still. We're kind of without that bit.
I give a
Sorry.
I give a very vivid description.
Sorry, I've never heard.
See,
Because all the stories that I've ever heard were stories to keep me in bed at night, instead of wandering around. And they always come back to someone that we've found a lot of connection to recently, Baba Yaga.
Mm.
The stories tell me she's basically one of Trollia's sisters.
Interesting.
Could be wrong. Could
But
be
from
another
what
thing.
we all remember, Baba Yaga told us the names of all of her children. She never once mentioned Tasha.
Did she ever mention a
Wait. Yeah, that's.
well, there's been some new things happening. Meet her youngest, Trollia.
Well, yes, Trollia is one of Baba Yaga's children, but
Did you not think this was important to tell us?
what? That she is?
Might have been important information.
We heard it when you all heard it.
Oh,
That's fair.
okay. Nick.
I was going to say, if you knew that before we did, we have a
No,
problem.
we learned it when you did.
Okay.
Okay, everyone lay off the flay leaf a little bit.
I haven't been smoking.
I have not either.
You can lay off
Have
me.
you never heard of secondhand? Come on,
Yes,
we need to put a few of
I
these out.
have. I then pause and look at the eggs to make sure we don't have a bunch of babies just sitting there staring at us.
Just like.
Wait a minute.
Screaming at
No,
us
they're
or
just
getting
glowing
high.
a brighter color.
Okay.
They're close to hatching.
Now, the spells that I know of are few and far between, but either she tore her own heart out to create something, which is normally only something that I really see liches do when they are creating phylacteries.
That's a hell of a lot of nope.
Or it could be some kind of spell that tore herself asunder.
Aeon.
She did mention her ex-husband in a rather loathsome way.
But she also
Aeon told
disposition.
Zethros, Zybilna knows more than she tells us. I will do anything for us to be together, even if it means tearing myself apart.
That's how he ended up with Hex.
Hex is a
Right?
spirit.
But Hex is Aeon, but has his own mind. And this was either right before he went to Shadowfell or right after, according to all of the knowledge that I've been given. But he is, in fact, Aeon, because when I got this silly thing, I thought I made a deal with Hex, only to find out Aeon made the deal through Hex.
Yes. I'm not
So
saying that's
if
wrong. I'm saying he could have more than one. He could have, let's say, 7 even. Over table. Horcrux reference.
I know that. In character,
I wanted to point it
however-
out.
In character, however, is it possible that we didn't really get a whole lot of information out of her, so unfortunately, but she does identify as a sister of the coven
Comes
because,
back into existence and immediately identifies Aeon.
and then immediately identifies him. I'm wondering if that's her ex-husband of some kind. Though I also do seriously wonder who that ex is because, good God.
And also
No, she said him
recognizes
is
someone in our group.
He said we would do this. He is Aeon. She said that.
Not
I
her
actually seem to
ex-husband.
think
I'm
we were
curious who her
familiar, though.
ex-husband is.
She didn't
She
say
said
anything about an ex-husband.
Yes, she
He
did.
did.
She did?
Mm-hmm. Because I asked who the ex was, and she said that's not
The
important.
the implication was that he was either dead or bound somewhere far away from what it seemed like she said. But the
A
other thing
lot
she
has
mentioned is
happened
that
today.
we smell
When
somebody who
Mick
smells familiar.
was trying to talk to Tasha, I forget what it was about, but Tasha said, "You sound like my ex-husband." That was the only thing that she said.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, somebody pressed for that information afterward, and she essentially confirmed that she said something along the lines of, and I can't remember the exact thing there for that, but
Okay, well,
I think we're barking up
conversation
the
is-
wrong tree.
Yeah, this conversation has drifted into a path that I don't think.
Do you wish for me to relate what she said again?
You
Sure,
can
why
if
not?
you're willing to on there for that, because it's
Well, I mean, it is pertinent, but if nobody remembers it, she said that he lies below.
he lies below. That
Right.
was
He's.
Oh.
Oh no.
Wait a minute.
Oh no.
Way down below.
Devil went down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. He was in a
Hang
bag.
on, did I just put on her fucking engagement ring?
No,
Oh,
that's not what
no!
I thought.
That'd be hilarious, though.
Well,
So I have a theory over the table that maybe those mommy vibes you were starting to get for them on that Calamax were a little bit misplaced.
What? Oh no. Oh no.
I have no idea what he's talking
I'm
about.
lost, but
Well, here's the thing. Moxie doesn't exactly have. Moxie's earliest memory is 3, just watching her mother walk away into a crowd and leaving her behind. She has no memories of her face.
He doesn't know her.
And
the
her
only person I
father
could think
is chained somewhere in a lower section of hell.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we can't...
Bless you.
There's nothing more to do on tracing the ring, as far as I know. We have an idea of the peril
That's
that
a
I'm in, and
terrifying
by proxy,
thought.
everyone.
Hmm.
The original reason that we asked
Was
you
the
here
book over
was
there.
about the books.
Yeah, the book.
And
Yes,
I
there's a
also-
Necronomicon right over here,
This
an almighty
conversation
book
has
of death.
drifted so much, and I would
The-
love
Yes,
for the attention to be off of
Necronomicon is
me.
more-
Yeah, what do
Yep.
we do with it?
I would advise putting it back.
We
No.
can't.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
It's the reason Morgul is
He's
in the
alive.
situation he's in.
Oh, damn.
Yep.
It's connected to his... I'm terrible with names.
More specifically, it is the
Civic.
reason he's
Civic.
alive, period.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the
there
reason he
are-
is distanced from his... So, I proposed a very off-the-wall theory. He's afraid to open it, after what happened last time.
Obviously.
We're afraid for him to open it. You guys...
You wish for us to talk to the book.
of the dead, yes.
Can
Of
you?
the
That's
dead.
what they were suggesting. I
Can
was
you?
not so sure about this.
just
but-
thought
It was
it's
a question.
worth exploring the notion.
You went oddly British there, Toll.
You did.
Have you not listened to Kai? He talks with
I
that
mean,
English
yeah, a little
accent.
bit.
So
It-
we can. Elenon.
This is a tone that says you should not.
And, well, out of scientific curiosity, I
They
do
kind of want to.
wonder what would happen.
But
You two bitches are always trying to stir up trouble, aren't you? You always did it, even when we were younger.
Fine, look. if you all are wanting to talk to the book, shit. This is seeming like Aeon all over again. I don't know.
Felmore comes out now. Look, we should come at this from a place of mindfulness. Shut up!
You shut up. Let him
They all
talk.
say. They never liked it when I tried to speak in reason.
Yeah, I feel that.
We can see it from two sides of the same coin. We open the book, and you two speak to it, and see what you can learn. Or the alternate side of the coin is that we
Don't.
possibly either perish or close the book and pretend like it never exists. Do
I no
what you
longer
will with that
have-
information.
I'm about to open this damn thing myself.
Does it need to be opened? To
No,
learn
it
from
doesn't need to be opened. Or it
That's
could be opened on its own. It wants to be opened. It only is bound by what it is made of, and that is the flesh of 3.25 million souls.
Yep.
Well, why
So
don't we
Mick
just...
proceeds to take an extremely long draw from the flay leaf.
Why don't
Kai
you guys let me
turns
open it?
McNick to point the breath away from the crowd as he exhales.
Why don't
So
you guys
Elenon,
let me...
Elenon and Dawn look hesitantly at each other as they look at you all and lock eyes as each of you kind of nod to each other. Everybody kind of nods at once as they all look to Morgall now. If this is what you want.
I have just one last thing to say.
Yeah.
You say the book wants to be read.
Of
We
course,
know
it always
that
does.
the book is dangerous to open. But if
Correct.
it wants to be read, and you are spirits, who says it has to open for you to read it?
It will open.
That's unfortunate.
That's kind of the way this thing works, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we are not wishing it to open. He is wishing it to open.
The hell was that? Anyway.
Foxy
Now,
shuffles away
Morgall-
because she's too tempted.
I will ask this, Dawn says. What is it that you are wanting us to see?
There has to be some information about where Civic's being kept in this thing.
Well, we know where he's kept, don't we? That prison.
But not how to get there.
You all have seen visions. Well, Morgall has, you all have not. Of
Primarily,
where
yeah.
he is being held. We all do not necessarily know where or what it is, but we've seen, I say we as in Morgall, have seen what it looks like. It is your choice and your choice alone, my friend.
Let's do this.
Hey, let's crack
I
her open.
My only word now is not by the eggs. Let's not taint their birth.
Let's not
Fair
taint the
point.
hatchlings.
Fair point.
Moxie does go and sit amidst them, though, because she's just...
Feeling strangely maternal.
No, she's... No, it's that thing that she does, like what she did to Mosper. It's that instantaneous need to protect things. It's not really maternal. It's just
It's-
a matter of...
It's pretty maternal.
Mick,
I mean,
Yeah.
she's just...
Yeah,
Nyeh.
Mick,
You
do
can
have
explain it
anything-
away however you want. It's fucking maternal.
Do you
I mean,
have
I have a
spell
3-year-old.
that
It's
you
not
can
like I
utilize
can't do
to
anything.
keep Morgall's heart beating?
That might be necessary.
any kind of spell that would keep him alive during this process is
Stabilize should do the trick, I think.
necessary.
Is there anything the rest of us
I've
can
got
do?
lesser
Yes,
restoration.
I will give each of you implicit directions as to what I want you to do.
Beacon of
As soon
Hope.
as I can tell that we are,
Do it.
for all intents and purposes, keeping one of our comrades alive.
I have Beacon of Hope ready to cast.
Good. Kai,
Let me know
I
when.
want you to keep an eye on the perimeter, set Rorthal at the north. I want you to take a look of the south, climb to the tallest tree that you can, and make sure that nothing is getting in or out, if you can see it above the ground or below.
Okay.
Leon, I want you to put up a protective barrier around this place in any form that you possibly can. Protect the younglings, and also protect your friends, if at all possible.
Ooh, I could also do Death Ward if that's better.
Oh, that would actually probably be really good.
Moxie, I would like you to, well, you can't really sing anymore.
Useless
can you?
one. I'm the useless one. Go ahead and say it.
You're
You're not
not useless. What I would like you to do is actually form a symbol on the ground with your quill. I want it to look exactly like the symbol that is written on the Necronomicon. I want you to focus your energy on it, and I want you to not let go of it until the process is done.
Okay.
Primarily for the reason that if there is a portal that could possibly open, I wish for you to try and close it immediately.
Yeah.
I go ahead and cast Death Ward because it lasts for 8 hours.
Would be a charisma-based check to do so, wouldn't it?
What
Yes.
of Trollia and
Morgal,
Barnabas?
you have Death Ward placed on you for 8 hours.
Trollia and Barnabas, I want
or until
Trollia.
something tries to kill you.
Trollia, I want you to take watch through the forest itself, any of the surrounding trees. Place your hands on it and feel the roots through to the other. And I want you to make sure that nothing is able to get through what we cannot see with our own two eyes. Barnabas, I want you to fly around the perimeter. You've grown very accustomed to those wings. Yes. Good.
Easy, Roy.
I'm ready, Master, for whatever that we may find, as long as a nice piece of jerky is in it for me.
I was commenting in
it's
the
the howl.
background, howling.
Yeah.
Hmm.
The hell, I'll throw him a piece of jerky.
Morgal, as for you, I wish you to steady yourself. I wish you to empty your mind, other than the thing that you are going to tell us that you want us to glean from this book. I also want you to prepare yourself. Be steadfast, because more than likely this book is going to try and kill you.
Not surprised by that.
Not going to sugarcoat it. It will remember you.
I know.
Since Death Ward is a single action and not concentration, I go ahead and cast Guidance on him as well.
Thank you.
Now, everyone has their directions, yes? Dawn
Mhm.
exclaims.
Yes,
Mhm.
Leon is moving over towards the eggs and is casting tiny hut around it to
Yeah,
act as
probably a
a
good idea.
Good.
mainly because of the effect of it being more or less a force field. And
Mhm.
You
I
all
can
see Leon as he... You see a force field of yellow and orange energy that goes around you all.
on the inside of the hut is
As-
going to be the roof's going to be gone, so the light will continue to rain down on the eggs.
As Kai climbs up the tree, he looks over at the other side, over at Rorthal, as Rorthal looks back at him, and a calm and a quiet sets over as everybody
minute.
readies themselves for dawn's order.
A moment. I grab my sigil from
Oberon?
Ravnica.
Oh, Ravnica.
I throw it to Moxie. And I say, use that on Morgul. Tell him to be brave.
Ah.
I'm not sure if it'll work, but I do.
It's only
go
good
ahead.
for a minute. It's a charged magical object. It's
I mean, yeah.
good for a minute.
Hmm.
That's why I
Alright.
wanted you to do it, because I had no way of doing it by the time I got up the tree.
I will.
It'd have worn
Makes
off. So when we
I
start,
will go and instill bravery, and then
Yep.
say, "For your love, you cannot fail." Inspiration.
Okay. Bada bing, bada boom.
That
and
is
it
a
gives you
D10.
temporary bonus hit points equal to my spellcasting ability modifier, which is wisdom, I believe.
And we
So
have
that's-
just buffed the fuck out of Morgul.
You are
Yeah.
now buff, AF, if you weren't
Alright.
already.
Let's go for it.
It is wisdom, right?
Alright.
Now,
Yes.
children,
Yeah, okay, +3.
are you ready?
Ready.
Ready.
Ready, Leon says from inside the force field.
It's like that
Nick just
moment from
gives a
Star Wars when
as he's
everybody's
concentrating.
done.
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 Yep.
Done.
Let's get this show on the road, ladies. You're dying with your boots on tonight, if anything else.
Open the book.
More
As the
Gollo.
book opens for a moment, it's
Sigil,
quiet.
Sigil, 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 sigil.
As the book starts flipping its pages, you see the spiral of energy, green and black, that curls up and goes to the sky as it goes back into the book for a moment. As you see Dawn and Elenon go over to Morgul. Morgul, roll a d20 for me.
Yep.
You can add a D10 if you need.
I don't think I'm gonna need 18.
As you feel the first pulse go through your body, you all see green and black start running through his veins as you are in great pain right now, Morgul. You take 18 damage.
Okay.
There
The
goes
first
that 3
pulse.
bonus health.
Yep.
Yes, my love. What is it?
As they go inside Morgul, you see before you, almost in fragmented pieces, start forming what looks like a mirror in front of you. And on the other side of this mirror is a similar cavern to what you had seen before. What do you do?
I continue to focus. Try to keep my thoughts and minds on it. I'm not gonna let it distract me.
Elenon and Dawn say, "We're going to go deeper," as they start reaching their hand through the book, as you see green and black start running up their skin as well. And keep in mind that they are spirits, so you are seeing this run through their spiritual energy as it starts going up their arms. You see a statue that now you can see the entirety of the statue. You don't just see the lettering that was on it in the language that you can't really read. You see what looks like on the top of the statue a tentacled face that is wrapping around the pillar, as you see 2 yellow eyes that are glowing in the darkness, as you just hear a simple thing that was in reverse when you heard it the first time, but now you hear it clear as day. Cthulhu Fatagin.
I knew I recognized that description you were giving.
Yeah, it's okay.
Oh, quick question. Over table. Is he the only one who can see these things? currently.
No, you all can actually, if you're able to see it, if you're in the general vicinity right now, you can see it.
So there is a
happening.
chance that Moxie can see the runes on the statue and would know what they said.
If she can read that language.
She speaks primordial. She may not speak Great Old One or Outer God.
This is Elder Speak, is the
I'm just-
technical term.
I'm
for
just
it.
Elder
throwing it
speak.
out there as a notion. She's
Elder
the
speech is
closest
not.
that I know of.
It would be like someone speaking the common tongue trying to read Old English. It would not
No.
be remotely
It wouldn't be
understandable.
easy.
Well, no, it wouldn't be understandable at all because Old English is very different from common.
Mm. So yeah,
That's kind of the difference.
Morgul
So yeah,
continuing
no.
to try to focus.
As they were getting something, as it pulls out, and you can see the form of Civic for a moment frozen as it zooms out, and you see the rock as waves are crashing upon it, as you see a plume of smoke with torches that line this island, as it forms the same symbol that is finally, from what you can see, I don't know if you remember from the first time that we talked about this, but you could see what looked like signal smoke as it pans above, because you see Dawn and Elenon twisting and contorting the pages in order to lock on. You see the symbol of the Necronomicon is going in torches around this island. It would appear as if this island might be where the Necronomicon originated. Let's see exactly where we are as they start pulling back. We're in the material plane, we can tell this much. As they pull back, you see that the veins are running up their neck and into their face. Morgul, roll another d20 for me, please.
I'm
Running
going
out
to
of
take
time.
my benefits here. Give me a sec here. Gonna go for the D10. Okay, I'll take that. All right, perfect. Altogether, that is with the inspiration and with the damn it, the word's escaping me. The inspiration and the guidance bonus there for
Yeah.
that.
I
That's
know I'm
28.
nowhere near close enough to give you guys advice in character, so all I'm going to say is be mindful of how long it's open.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
28.
Because
I'm
you're-
there.
Kai, roll a d20 for me. Perception.
I drew attention to myself.
With advantage. With advantage.
Oh, okay
plus
then.
2.
Oh no, advantage is roll the D20 second time, take the higher.
All right.
Okay, well, first time is 14. Second time is... We're going with 14.
Okay. You see for a second a flitter of a giant shape that is looming in the clouds as it flutters out of existence for a moment.
Something's
And then
coming!
you start to hear Cthulhu Fatagi, Cthulhu Fatagi, as it's almost like a humming that is in each of your ears right now. Everyone's being able to hear it now, and it's in one ear, and then it's in the next ear, almost
Close
like a
it.
chant.
Close it now.
We're almost there.
Close.
As they start to
Close it.
move from the damage that you took, Morgul. Unfortunately, that was 27 damage.
27 even with the 28. Okay.
Yes,
All right.
because the book is fighting back. It doesn't want you
Makes
to.
sense.
The book is actually, it has its own stat block.
More worried about what Dawn and Eleanor are
Something is coming!
suffering from at the moment.
I have a 23 to start
they're
closing
you see
portals.
you see them focusing as this energy is starting to come over their faces, and you can see that the two of them are in immense amount of pain
We're going
as-
to lose them!
as their friends come out of each of your artifacts, and they go over to their friends and they lay their hands on their friends, trying to give them a little bit more strength as they say, "We're almost there. Don't let go."
There was a 23 for the portal thing, and then there's another 21 for a just standard charisma to literally just force strength of will towards Morgul.
Moxie, you can see that there appears to be the symbol that you drew. It appears to start glowing.
The symbol's glowing. The symbol's glowing. Crap.
We're on a different continent. It's near Therathon.
Okay.
That?
It's near Therathon. It's called.
Now!
Zukanon. Ah.
Morgal slams the book shut.
You see Dawn and you see Elenon fall as they return back.
You're safe now. It's okay. It's okay.
The thing in the
Done.
clouds?
You see that it was starting to turn over to you as you saw two massive glowing yellow eyes, and you felt more fear in your heart that you have ever felt before
I
as
throw
you looked
his.
into those two eyes as its visage dissipates.
Kai. Throw his symbol back to him.
It probably bounces off me. Because I did not
Rory.
notice.
Rory, I need you to retrieve that and get it up to him as quickly as you can.
Can do.
We can probably chill the music.
Yeah.
I hope that was worth it.
I'm
Hope
gonna
so too.
slowly clamber down the tree, even though I could just walk straight down. I'm just gonna take my time.
Belmore
Near through a fall.
comes over to you all as you see a scarring that has happened that appears to be shared throughout the rest of your heroes as they were all clamoring onto their friends. You see that each of them carry this green energy that is embedded into them as he says,
They found it.
I don't even know if this is possible, but I'm gonna walk right up to Dawn and Elenon, whichever one is closest, and try and give them a hug.
I think they're both in their artifacts at
Both
the
in
moment.
their books, and
All
Moxie.
right, then
ferocious
whoever
and
is
protective.
physically closest, I guess I'll go to Felmore.
Morgal
just-
just takes a moment and just kind of drops to a knee for a sec. Good.
I'm trying to will the pain out of him as best I can.
Sukranon Othvedim
What?
loosely translates to Flesh Island.
That is a disgusting thought.
Makes sense for Necronomicon
Yeah.
Island.
Yeah. The island of the Necronomicon. It's
I
probably.
hope that everybody wrote that down.
Yep.
Suthranon. Okay.
Suthra, what?
Suthranon Ufrathim.
Morgal,
Yeah.
how are you feeling?
Do I visibly have this scarring as well? I should ask that still. On there
You
for
do.
that.
You see that the scarring, though, the
Covers more
glowing
skin.
has stopped, but it's almost as if you were branded. You can see the clear scars that are like burns
I attempt
that are
lesser
embedded
restoration
underneath
on him.
your skin, not over your, not on the skin.
Like it's
but
set in already, as if it's been there a
yeah,
while.
correct.
I attempt lesser restoration on him.
You know, at this level, you probably have access to greater restoration.
Might need that for something else, but either way. So, what happens when he attempts lesser restoration?
I can
Nothing.
end either one disease or condition afflicting you. Condition can be
That's
blinded,
not a
deafened,
condition.
paralyzed, or poisoned.
Unfortunately, it's permanent.
Morgal just takes a moment. Can't heal what's already been there.
Well, I can at least
Well-
cure your wounds.
Now we can see it is all.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
It's
I
not.
cast
It's not a
Cure
wound.
Wounds,
So to
Yeah,
but he
speak.
not
did
a-
take
It's not a
damage.
wound, but
But he
his
did.
damage is real.
Yeah, my damage is
the
real. It's
damage
just
that he has sustained
Yeah,
is
so,
real,
like
which was a
I'm-
surprising amount of damage.
I'm feeling 88 out of 130. Just to say.
Yeah, so
Like, if I had to
as-
put a number on how I'm feeling,
as a second level spell, I cast Cure Wounds on you.
Okay.
Kai, still without saying a word, goes up to Miknik, rummages
If that
around
would have
in his
gone on
pack,
any longer,
and
You'd have been
pulls out a
dead.
joint, and then wanders over to the eggs to just sit.
Just let me know how much I need to heal.
16.
Okay, good. That puts me a healthy 104. All right.
Thank
Meanwhile,
goodness I gave you
Moxie-
bravery, by the way. I have a funny
Morgall.
feeling.
Morgall, you feel a coldness wrap around your body as you see.
You were really brave right then.
Oh, right about now, heroism's effects should be wearing off.
Yeah, at which point Morgall is just like, I was scared shitless, I'm not gonna lie.
I know.
Meanwhile, you all start hearing Draconic as this wave of soothing energy starts emanating from Moxie. It was a 25 standard just pulse of charisma to just shh. All right. Surely these eggs will hatch imminently. Let's all not be panicked, terrified, shitting ourselves when they get here.
I'm putting this book up for now.
Now
Turn
that
it
I
back
have
into an
seen-
apple. Send it back whence it came.
I think we may still need this.
Kai, you feel a hand atop your shoulder. That thing. What did you see?
Can you describe it?
Best I can describe it is a massive man with a squid for a head and glowing yellow eyes.
Like the statue I saw.
Cthulhu.
I do not like that name.
Ugh.
Cthulhu Fatagan.
I feel like we should not say that.
No, you should not.
Much like that yellow man.
Yeah.
Similar
Much
feeling.
also like the
I
ruler
seem
of
to
hell.
be I seem to be drawing a lot of these things here. Sorry.
I'm dragging around.
It started long ago when you found that book, my friend. You started messing with a world that you do not understand.
And none of us ever will. It's not meant to be. It's not meant to
I'll
be
just-
seen.
You, if anyone else, would understand that, little lady.
That's
You delved
Why?
in that world for a while,
and then I left it. And I'm amazed
but
I left it
you
alive.
never understood it.
Well, I'm going to put this in terms I think you'll identify with fairly well. We're just ships on the tide at the whims of fate. We can no more be upset with what you needed to do than with the way the wind must blow.
Miknik, you feel a rustling in your bag
I probably mixed a few metaphors, but whatever.
I got
as
what you meant.
one of your
Thank you, Kai.
joints gets taken out.
I'm going to finish off the brand new one that I had
I
taken.
told you not to open that book.
Moxie goes to check on the eggs.
Does the I told you so feel good, buddy?
Does now.
Well, let's hope these
As
little
you all start going over near the eggs, you hear a
Ah.
Don't. Leon's gonna go and share his sight with Dawn and try and give her some of his energy, whatever you want to call it. He's going to try and take some of the effort and that she's given and replace it. If you
You're going
as
to try and charge your
Leon
batteries, essentially.
as Leon starts to try and focus in on Dawn, you see her visage laying on a rock near you as she looks over at you, and you see those scars running up her arms, through her neck, into her face as she says, "Did we do good?"
You did awesome. Leon will help her up if she wishes to get up.
I
The eggs are hatching.
I just need to rest.
Leon, keep your eyes open.
Lay still a
As
moment.
she goes back to the book.
Yes, he was meaning to go and just share his sight with her so she could rest and still see this happening. It's not a everyday occurrence, after all.
As you all hear the
Belmore,
one of the
you don't want to
bits
miss
of
this.
shell starts to fall off, and then you just see one eye as the
Oh.
moonlight hits it, and it starts glistening with an azure hue. And that is where we are going to leave tonight's session, everyone.
That was beautiful.
My friends, I do appreciate everyone tuning in tonight for another fantastic chapter in our ever-growing story and adventure that we are telling together. I
Oh,
wanted
one
to
of these,
thank each and
we're gonna
every.
find the edge pieces of the puzzle.
I want to thank each and every single one of you for tuning in tonight, and I hope that we see you all again next week, same time, same great place. If you all have missed any of our previous episodes, please click the link right over here.
It
I would
works. I
greatly,
verified it the last time I missed one.
greatly appreciate you all
Bye-bye.
taking a look at all of the stories that we have told so far. Many great tales, in case you are lost in this current story. Trust me, once you start watching all of those, everything will make more sense. And maybe, even if you go back and you are all caught up, maybe if you go back and you take a look and you listen to certain things that have been said, maybe you can start to piece some of the puzzles that maybe even our heroes right now have possibly missed. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and we will see you in our next adventure.
Thanks for watching,
Bye-bye,
everyone. Have a good
everybody.
night.
Now.
Night.